Ladies and gentlemen, the rumors are true. That's it. Yeah, that was the bit. Hi Tilt. Hi Vogue. How you doing? You know, honestly, not doing great today. I think that with season 3 around the corner and knowing like everything that's going to be going on with season 3 and all that, that I'm just preemptively burned out. So I'm a little bit like, you know, I don't even want to be streaming because I don't really want to do anything with Tekken. And honestly, we might not even play Tekken today. Like, I don't know. We might just talk about stuff. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not feeling particularly great today. It also doesn't help that there's no content, which is obviously kind of strange. But there's nothing. There was no. I was assuming because they updated the playlist and I'm a goddamn fool that there was going to be something today for content. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hi Rue. Hi Tez. Hi Lissetto. Happy birthday, Lissetto! Happy birthday! Oh shit, he remembered? I did. I would say I wrote on a sticky note, but I don't know where my sticky notes are. We knew you were a Mishima player. Don't lie, Seth. We know the reason you feel burnt out is because you dread that your goon mods are going to break with the Season 3 patch. I don't have mods. The rumors are true. Seth loves the region and hates Miari. You know, I played the region off stream yesterday. Hold on. Let me set up my damn. I'm talking. I did do 2 runs with the region yesterday, and man, that character is fucked up. I had my first run that I did. I like the only cards that I got for the entirety of Act 1 were cards that cost stars. And I got nothing that generates, so not a single choice of card the entire run. I got, including in the shop, I got nothing that could generate stars. So my deck, when I got to the boss, was basically only strikes and blocks because I couldn't take any cards, and then I just died. So that was cool. Second run, I actually won. I did record it, so maybe I'll put it on the variety channel. But I found that like the strategy to win with the region is to completely ignore his mechanic. If any card that you see interacts with any of his unique mechanics, you don't take them. They're all bad. You have to just play the most generic Slay the Spire run you've ever seen to be able to win with him, because his unique mechanic is really terrible and underpowered. The only time I think that you should take anything that has to do with his mechanics is when you've already gotten good stuff cards that give you his like stars or something as an added benefit. Anyway, I got my stuff set up. Now I'm going to flip. Hi! I'm here. Hi, Ryo. Tell Lissetto happy birthday for me. Rue says happy birthday, Lissetto. Loud incorrect buzzer. You have the swimsuit cloth mod? No. All right. It's about having a balance, Seth. I know you don't know much about balance, you filthy waifu abuser. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. I think that, like, if you get 1 or 2 star cards, it's fine, but they have to be a win condition. You can't take, like, Quasar, for example, because if you're not using a card that costs stars as a win con, then what are you doing? Hold on, I'm getting my chat up on my laptop right now. I'm a little bit behind. The settle day for the 35 stream tank! Oh my fucking god! Jesus fucking Christ! It's my birthday, Kabunga. Happy birthday. 75 stream streak is insane. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. My Regent one was just Big Sword. See, like, this is part of my problem. That, like, I think that the theming with the Regent is that you have to start out modestly and then go big. So you can't just immediately at the beginning take, like, Big Sword card because it doesn't do anything. And if you don't have anything that's helping you to actually win the game while setting up, then it's just gonna be a dead card and then you're going to die. So I think what you have to do is you have to skip the, like, win condition cards until you get cards that are, like, deal 8 damage and forge 8 or something like that. I don't even know if that's a card that exists, so that you can actually have support cards already that do something, and then you get the big win con cards later on in the run, which, I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not a big fan of it, because it means that you're just, like, if you get the big win con cards in the beginning, then you're just missing out, and you can't take them, so they're dead cards, which sucks. Hi, Randall, it's your birthday. It's Lissetto's birthday, it's not my birthday. Guess what, Seth? That's deck builders in general. Yes, I know it is, but if I'm playing, like, the Silent or something, and I get accuracy, if I get 1 Shiv card, then accuracy is good because it just persists and it makes my Shivs better. But with the Regent, I can't take something like, oh, your Giant Sword does double damage or whatever, because I need the cards to build the goddamn Giant Sword. I need multiple of them, and the cards that I take that do that are very specific. And with the stars as well, if I get something that's like, if you have 10 stars, you just win the game. If I can't generate the 10 stars, I need multiple cards for, then I just die because it's a fucking dead card in my hand the entire game. Anyway, I refilled my water today, so that was good. Yeah, hello everyone. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're all doing well. I gotta remember to swap over to the damn live chat. Hello. Hi, how are we all doing today? So a couple things. First of all, for those of you that don't live in the US, we had daylight savings yesterday, so that's why I'm like an hour late. I'm still on time. If you don't live somewhere where they observed daylight savings yesterday, is because daylight savings happened, so yeah, this is just like the normal time now, I guess. Wonder if, nah, I don't know. So that's the first thing. So I'm sorry that I'm late, but I'm not really late. I'm actually like maybe a couple minutes late, but it's kind of the normal time, so whatever. I'm also very tired because of daylight savings. I haven't really slept. I haven't slept like the past week. So hopefully everything's going to go fine today. Seth, what's your opinion on pizza? Careful, say the wrong thing and I'm unsubscribing. The wrong thing? Pizza's good, but you can very easily fuck it up, and cheap pizza sucks. And by cheap pizza, I mean like the $1 pizza that you get at Walmart. Went back to Tekken 7, had blast. Tekken 8 is the problem I see. I don't know, man. If you like Tekken 7, then good for you. I don't like Tekken 7. I never did. How much do you think season 3 will fix? I mean, that's kind of what we're gonna talk about today, I think. I don't know how much we're going to really be playing Tekken today, but there's a lot to talk about when it comes to season 3. Now that we're right around the corner with it and we still have no info, I don't like being a doomer, and I don't want to be a doomer, and you all know that I'm usually optimistic about this stuff. I'm gonna be real. I don't think that anything's gonna get fixed. Because just based on the changes that they had in the small glimpse we got into season 3, they're not fixing any problems. I feel, hi Bad Gorilla. Pizza with the sauce just tastes too much like just tomato sucks. At that point, it's not sauce, it's tomato puree. Exactly. And the breading as well. You can have really good ingredients, but if you have bad breading, then it's gonna taste like shit. I'm sorry, but you can very easily fuck up a pizza. Good answer. I'm gonna say subscribe for now. Be careful. Will do. But yeah, like the changes. I mean, people were like with whatchamacallit, the Heat Smash wall splat thing. They're like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. They're fixing the game. Dude, it affects like 6 characters. It's a small balance adjustment for a couple of characters. I mean, will it have a significant impact on those characters? Absolutely it will, no doubt. But at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. And when it comes to the install thing as well out of Heat, sure, that's also a good change. And yes, that's going to affect more of the game and more of the characters, and it's going to have more of an impact. But at the same time, is it really fixing the issue? You know, I mean, think about it. Is characters not retaining install after Heat fixing the issue of install? In my opinion, it's not. Because it's still extremely easy to get into the install state, you know? I mean, like, look at Asuka, for example. Her down 1+2, forward 2 follow-up gives her the install. Now, they showed in the trailer that they nerfed her down 1+2, but I'm still not even really convinced that that is a proper nerf, because in the trailer, the guy fucked up the forward 2 thing so bad that I don't even, like, I have a feeling it's almost still, like, something you can do. You just have to do while running instead of just forward 2. But yeah, it's like Lissetto's saying, it's basically only going to affect Claudio and Zafina. Exactly. Like, is it really going to make that much of a difference for Jack? No. Is it going to make that much of a difference for Asuka? I mean, maybe, but it's nothing to do with the actual Heat change, because if, like, again, down 1+2 still does it, if her combo still do it, if whatever still does it, her Oki, whatever, then is it really having that profound of an effect? No, it's really not. So, like, in the moment, it's like, oh my god, this is good, this is gonna change so much. But in reality, while it's a good change, I mean, it's not even a good change. That's the odd thing as well, because now you have these weird instances where if you, like, go into Heat and you have your install already active, and then you do a Heat engager, then you are losing out on that instance of being able to use your install move that you earned, because you went into Heat. So now you already had the install active, but now you go in the Heat and you use Heat, and because you don't retain that at the end of Heat, you're just losing out on value. So because of that change, it's actively worse for you to go into Heat if you have install active. You are putting yourself at a disadvantage, which is stupid. And that's why it's not even a good change, because not only does it not really do anything, but it's also just clashing with itself. Like, the game's mechanics are clashing with each other and creating situations where something that should be a benefit for you becomes negative in some ways. It's just stupid, man. It's such a dumb change. It really is a band-aid effect. No, that's exactly it. Hi, Odo. Hey, Seth. Hi, chat. Happy birthday, Lisato. Hi, Odo. Welcome in. Hi, Will. Welcome in as well. Hello, hello. Happy birthday to Lisato. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Do installs need to be nerfed? Yes, but the problem is, like so many other changes that they've made, is it addressing the problem? No, I wouldn't say so. I don't think that losing out on install after the heat state ends is really doing anything to address the problem. And here's the other thing as well that I forgot about. For some characters, it literally doesn't even matter. Because if you are playing like Oscar, for example, and you do a heat dash combo, not even a heat dash combo, do down back 1-2 heat dash 4-3 plus 4, guess what? You just used your heat, you just used your heat dash, and you have install at the end of it because you can just 4-3 plus 4 and then you get the install back. So in a lot of instances as well, it literally doesn't matter. The only thing it really nerfs is heat smash. But, and it's the same with Quadio too, right? Quadio can also just end his combo with something that gives him install, and it's like nothing even happened. If he does 2-1-2 heat dash, gets a combo off of it, or even a follow-up, he can just, while running 2 at the end of it, get install, and it's like nothing happened. So how, like, what is even the nerf here, you know? How does this fix the issue? And it doesn't. It literally doesn't. Asuka and Jack don't need the install for decent damage, but I can get with Tsuneo, and Leo's install is a thing. Yeah, Leo's install is just a thing. I think that the character it's probably going to affect the most is Leo, because it's very common after Heat Smash with Leo to use the install for your mid mix-up, especially at the wall. That's really good. But otherwise, it makes no difference. And, like, even Leo, same thing. You can do a heat dash, you can combo a follow-up, and then forward 2 at the end of it, and then you get your install from that. So, it's not going to make that much of a difference. It's not as big of a change as people think it is, in my opinion. And in some ways, it's, like, I mean, it's not in some ways. It is also just bad game design. Also, hi, Jester. Hello, welcome in. And I'm sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce your name. Milane Osaki. Hello, welcome in. Hope you're all doing well. But it's the same thing with, like, Jin's 2-1-4 change, you know? The change of 2-1-4 on counter hit. It's the exact same thing. One, does the counter hit change on 2-1-4 fix the issue that 2-1 has? No. No, it does basically nothing. Like, do you even, like, maybe if you play Jin, you feel that change, but, like, now that's been a couple of months since he's had that change, do you really feel it? Do you really feel like that 2-1-4 is substantially different than it was before? I don't. I can tell you that. But at the same time, it made the last hit of 2-1-4 worse on counter hit than on normal hit. So it's terrible game design, because not only does it not address the actual issue that was posed with 2-1 or Jin in general, but then they made a move worse on counter hit than normal hit, which is just like, what are we even doing? And the fact that the heat changes are the way they are and kind of give me that same feeling does not give me a lot of confidence. And all of the DLC characters in Season 2 as well have been fucking awful. They've all been terrible. They've all been horribly designed. They've all been horribly balanced. I don't have a lot of confidence in Season 3, I'm going to be real with you. I think Nintendo... How do you feel about the opinion of pressing a button to get heat instead of doing actual heat engager? Are you asking me how I feel about heat burst? I don't know. I feel like heat burst is like... I mean, heat burst is like really annoying as a move because it's a not failure of game design. It's supposed to be a defensive burst to get out of pressure because it's a power crush, but a lot of the time it just gets used for aggressive play, and that's stupid. So Melanie? Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm new to the stream so far. I love it here. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'll try to remember how I'll pronounce your name. I'm pretty bad at remembering stuff, but I'll do my best. Hi, Raiden Haven. Is it over? Is the suffering over? Not yet. No, unfortunately. Hi, Mr. 10 Bits. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Using he as an armor move or using he as a counter to get you out of sticky situations, it feels like some people use and abuse it instead of actually working for it. I mean, the game's set up that way to encourage that because, again, in my opinion, the game is poorly designed. So, you know? Hi, Space Song. Hi, Loki. Thoughts on Laws right now? Love you streams, by the way. Aw, thank you. I think Lars is fine. I think Lars is, like, in a decent spot. I think there are a couple of things that need to be tweaked that are a little bit too dumb, but I think a lot of Lars is the mental stack that you have to deal with when you're fighting against him, but a lot of the stuff he does isn't real. His frames are kind of awful a lot of the time. And because of that, if you're able to just work through the fog and the mental stack that comes with fighting against Lars, he's, like, fine. He's annoying. He has, like, a silent entry, too, in my opinion, should not be a -12 plus on hit, counter hit launcher, you know? I think the risk reward on that, being able to beat Power Crush to beat the mid option so cleanly with so much reward and with so little risk is not good design, and it's not healthy. But outside of those few instances where he has stuff like that, he's fine. I think it's really, like, I think it's also really telling that a lot of the time when you fight Lars, a lot of their game plan, what they're setting up for is that exact situation where they're hitting you with the silent entry 1 or 2. And obviously maybe a couple moves, because that's really the only thing he has going on for him. And those things are stupid. Like, they're not well balanced or well designed at all. It's just not fun to play against. But, you know, in the majority of situations, he's fine. So I don't like him. I don't like fighting against him. He's definitely on the bottom of the list for me in terms of characters I like to fight, but I don't think that he's, like, ridiculously broken or anything. I just think he has a few things that are a little bit stupid and not fun to deal with or play against, but I think the devs need to be more willing to break the game in this case to show that they have some sort of ambition. Give 2 heat dashes again? Oh, God. I feel like Tekken player base has been retained long-time players, so why are they afraid of change things? They just now have added, like, great health, chip damage. Well, because it's all tied into... The characters are directly tied to the mechanics of the game. I mean, look at, like, Elisa, for instance, you know? Elisa, back in Season 1, her heat gimmick was that DES did more chip damage. So she, as a character, is directly tied to the chip system. And so when you nerf chip damage, you nerf Elisa. Look at when it comes to heat, Lidia and Heihachi. They are directly tied to the heat system being a system that you can activate every round. If you can't do that, then those two characters inherently break. And that means that if you make any system changes, like with gray health or chip damage or whatever, then there are going to be a number of characters you have to go back to and completely rework because they were designed from the beginning to interact with the mechanics in the way that they existed when the characters were created. If you look at Paul was created back when you could do 2 heat dashes. Remember that? And that's a lot of the reason why Paul's Heat is designed the way it is, because from the beginning, Paul was designed after a Heat engager to be able to do Demo Man or Death Fist, and then if Death Fist comes out, he can use his resource, he can use one of his Heat dashes to then set up for another mix-up between Death Fist and Demo Man. That doesn't exist. You can't do that anymore because the game doesn't have 2 Heat dashes. So because of that, you need to change Paul. I imagine that's a major reason why. Do you think you get nerfs or buffs? Well, we already know that his dynamic entry 3 isn't homing anymore. We saw that in the trailer, so he's getting nerfed. Do I think he's going to overall get nerfed or buffed? I mean, if Season 2 is anything to go by, I think most characters are going to be overall buffed and not nerfed. And if we're looking at the universal changes as well, like, yeah, you know, the changes to like install and heat smash are like there and it's whatever, but a lot of the time they've just provided compensation buffs to all of these characters to make up for them getting nerfed, and we kind of see that same thing in the trailer as well. And because of that, I think that pretty much every character in Season 3 is going to get buffed. I don't think anyone's really going to get nerfed. I think that you might have 1 or 2 characters that might get overall nerfed, but even a character like Brian, I don't see him getting nerfed. I think if anything, he's going to get buffed to remain neutral. Dem 3 isn't homing anymore. Yep, you can look at the Season 3 trailer. It's right there in the trailer in the bottom left corner. It's not homing. What do you mean almost 3 will be a generational crash out? Hi, Gashismo. There will be, like, Season 3 is going to be the crash out day. Next Monday, everything is going to, like, everything's going to blow up. Everyone's going to be pissed. People are going to be boycotting the game again. It's going to be a mess. Anyway, Miari is balanced. Hi, Puma. You don't have to, it's okay. Do you care if you used in clips? I haven't found any pages to ask you personally. No, go for it. I don't care. I don't know how to make install hard to obtain, but I think it's gonna happen somehow. Maybe not getting them in combos. I mean, maybe, but we'll see, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. And even then, what I was talking about before of installs being able to, like, not getting them in combos, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to remove it from Oscar's forward 2, her forward 3+4, Claudio's wild running 2. Like, it doesn't, I don't see them doing that because you'd have to remove it from so many moves. I suppose you could just make it so it doesn't work on airborne opponents specifically, but then what's the point of Oscar's forward 3+4? Like, how does that move function then? Because you're never using that move in neutral, so... It's like what Metallica said. Just ice for all? Now just nurse for all? Listen, here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you are expecting there to be nerfs across the board in Season 3, get ready, because you are not going to be happy next week. Hi, Cursed Infinite. Hi, Purple Turtle. Hello, hello, welcome in. I'm having trouble convincing my friend she is imbalanced. I've explained her having options for sidestep, both sides, save mids in the stance, down forward 4 mix up on block mind games, down 2's range, and Sue homing range, being BS. But hey, you can option select her or something, I guess, except you can't. You can option select the bad Miari player, but a good Miari player is just going to cause you to whiff and then launch punish you. Yeah, no, I mean, Miari is insanely good. If things stay the way they are, I'll just switch to a character that's very dumb and embrace it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with Miari, you know? 100% valid. 3+4 is a move that I like into while running 1+2 start a combo. I suppose, but it's just so slow and linear. I don't know. Everyone's preparing for more defense for sure in Season 3. And they haven't said that they're going to improve defense or anything. They said back to basics, which was really stupid. But, like, it's not... like, I'm telling you, people, temper your expectations. You are all setting yourselves up for failure if you're expecting big defensive buffs and nerfs across the board. Like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna put this on my bingo board, and we should make a season 3 patch bingo board. Brian is going to get buffed. I'm telling you right now, if you are expecting Brian to get gutted, brace yourself, because that is not what you're going to see. I just want to move. I keep running in the roadblocks. I mean, you'll get there eventually. It's not a rush, right? My main getting buffed. Let's go. Buff on it, too. I mean, she might be. She actually might be. I think the thing to actually be braced for is the nerfs to be fine, but not enough for them to get to the new community portal and ask where they want folks to put stuff they think is bad. That is true, yeah. I should say what I'm saying. There are going to be nerfs, but expect characters to also get buffed and expect characters to overall be better than they are right now. Across the board. Season 3 was just an update from Season 2, good direction, but not enough. Especially when they just keep putting band-aids over all of the issues and not actually addressing any of the problems with the game. Makes you say they won't do any nerfs at all long season, because they've historically done this back in Tekken 7 as well. Like, Season 3... Back in Season 2, people were saying we need to, like, the universal opinion for Tekken 7 back in Season 2 was that wall carry and damage needed to be nerfed, and then in Season 3, they buffed it, and then in Season 4, they doubled down on it. Obviously, Season 2 was the way that it was, and Season 3 is going to be more of the same. You take that back, Seth. You don't put that bad juju out into this world. I am going to make a bingo board, and I'm putting that on there. Also, hi, Wyatt. Community pool is not going to go well, I can tell you. No, it's not. Why buff the guy who won Tekken World Tour? They've done this before. They have historically done this. It's just... their balancing is bad. I feel like Brian is designed too well to work with Tekken 8 mechanics. 3-frame input buffer on Heat Smash after taunt. I want one of Anna's new moves being, while running 2, being able to go to pleasure time. Yeah, that would be, unfortunately, something I can see. You guys have to remember that, like, Nina was considered the best character in the game in Season 1, and she got buffed in Season 2. Like, yeah, she got nerfed to, like, her down forward 1-2-1 plus 2, so that didn't counter hit launch anymore, and it just knocks down. And yeah, I mean, she lost her power crush heat engager. But first off, those two things aren't what made her the best character in the game in Season 1. And 2, everyone lost their power crush heat engager, and she got compensation buffs for it. Now she can do while running 1+2 from stance, which in my opinion is better than her power crush heat engager, because her power crush heat engager was -14 back in Season 1. So now she can just do a while running move that's a heat engager that crushes down jab from stance, when before down jab was a more universal option select with not a whole lot of risk to it, and it keeps her plus so she can keep her offense going with a nod down forward 1-2. Like, Nina is better in Season 2 than she was in Season 1. She was already the best character in the game. And if you don't expect them to do that exact same thing again in Season 3, then I don't know what to tell you. I thought you were more mixed about Season 3. It seems like you lean more on a negative outlook. I mean, I do, but I try to stay optimistic. Also, yeah, hi, Wyatt. Anna gets a gun so that the sisters are the same. That would be... yeah, she just gets a full screen projectile she can do whenever. I mean, she already has that, right? Given they explicitly said they want to refine the game, expecting a total overhaul wasn't in the cards. That's not what refining in any sense of the word. I can't say that they will refine the game, but that's at least what they're trying to aim for. Yup. Yup. The Nina plays insistent she got nerfed to death by being given a fucking buff that awesome one evil with as well. Yeah, like, and you know, this is the thing too, when with everything at the start of Season 2, like Tekken players cannot balance Tekken. They can't. I mean, the inability for Tekken players, even at the highest level, to perceive balance changes is fucking baffling to me. It is there is so little gray matter in Tekken players' brains to be able to look at a change and perceive it in any sort of meaningful way that you cannot trust these people to give you an accurate representation of the changes for a character. I mean, people will freak out and say a character is dead because they get like a 2 damage nerf. You know? I mean, who was it? Was it? I don't remember who it was, but I remember Dragunov down 2 getting like a 3 damage nerf or a 5 damage nerf or something. And one of the pros that plays Dragunov, again, I can't remember who it was like, yeah, like Dragunov's dead. He's bottom tier now because if you do the math, it requires Dragunov to do 2 more down 2s in a game to be able to kill if you only do down 2s. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Huh? It was something like, it wasn't exactly 2 more, but it was like, that was the argument. And I'm just, what are we talking about? And it's the same thing with Anna, you know? I mean, not Anna, with Nina, with her people saying that she got nerfed into the ground. Brother, she lost, not even lost, her down forward 1-2, 1+2, 1 string that barely even mattered got nerfed. And her being able to do while running 1+2 in stance completely changed the dynamic of her stance. How are we so bad at being able to understand game balance that we can't see Nina as being buffed? And then all these people also sit there and are like, I would do such a better job on the balance team. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. There's a reason why the people on the balance team are balancing the game and not you. Because the people on the balance team at Bandai Namco, and you can quote me on this, people on the balance team at Bandai Namco are doing a better job than 99% of people that play Tekken could ever do, including pro players. And it's not because pro players are sitting there and they're like, oh, well, I need to balance the game around pro play or anything. It's because their opinions are dog shit on balance and they cannot understand the game balance or how to balance the game properly at all. What do you want as my source? Lidia in season 1, they all said that she was bottom 5. What do you want my source? Armor King, they were all saying that he was mid. Now he's like, oh, well, now he's like a top 10 meta threat all of a sudden at the end of season 2. Yeah, no shit. Look at Fakenram back in Tekken 7. He was considered mid-tier for over a month. And people were like, oh, well, he doesn't have any tournament results because COVID's going around right now. So how can we accurately judge him besides being mid-tier? I don't know, with your eyes? Ugh. God. I mean, to more optimistic, to be honest, but I also expect the first few months to be bumpy, but not as bad as it is now. It is going to be bumpy. There are going to be issues, but no matter what they do, it's going to be a shit show. Like even if they do everything perfectly, the community is going to start a riot. So I wouldn't mind a gun from Miari. Got somebody that works with us that'll try to help us find a house that works for me in my wheelchair, but they might be suggesting places that my wheelchair can't fit into. Oh, well, I mean, that's why you gotta double check, you know? I think that was Nobi. It was Nobi or Ulsan. Yeah, I thought it was Ulsan, but it might have been Nobi. I can't remember. But I remember Nobi's freak out of course Circle 4 at the beginning of season 2, so I'm leaning towards him. Yeah, it's like, you know, that's the reason. Like, people say that Dragunov is bottom tier because Core Circle 4 doesn't hit grounded opponents anymore. And I'm saying that, I'm like, you think that Core Circle 4 was the thing that made Dragunov strong? It was a good move. It still is a good move. You know why? Because it's still a plus on block mid-heat engager that allows him to be able to continue his pressure and crouch. Like, how are we sitting there with core circle forward 4, and we're like, oh, this one move doesn't hit on the ground now, so now Dragunov is bottom tier garbage. Like, what the fuck are we been talking about, dude? And then Elisa gets like dual boot forward 1+2 or whatever it is, that plus on block mid that you can sidestep, and all of the pros are sitting there just holding back, eating +6 into dual boot, into +6 in the dual boot, and it's like they're not even trying the sidestep, and then they're like, this character's busted top 5. Like, what? Just go into the lab for 2 fucking seconds. Like, you're a pro player. You play this game professionally. You play this game for money. Why are you complaining and not going into the goddamn light? It would take you 2 seconds to be like, oh yeah, I can sidestep this right. And then like looping all of these plus frames, and it's like, brother, you can sidestep, you can power crush, you can duck the goddamn high, you can fuzzy duck the string he does in box stance. Like, what? And then they're sitting there and like, this character's broken, and then they're spreading clips on Twitter that are getting hundreds of thousands of views, and they're like, Leo's not okay, Leo needs to get nerfed. Because people at GOD3 can't duck a goddamn high. That, like, this is where we're at now with Tekken, where you can be a top 32 player at Evo while not being able to do something as simple as duck a high in a string. Fuck me, dude. It's depressing as shit where we're at with this game. A pro said that. I wonder why you're more skeptical about what pro players say. This is why I form my own opinions, and I don't trust what anyone says. Hi, EK. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for your Lidia nerdy guides. I wish Miguel would be back soon. Yeah, no problem. I hope they're helpful. I'd be Act 3 boss without getting hurt. Go me. Hell yeah, that should be an achievement. If they do things, who cares what the community says? I mean, the community is full of shit. The community is stupid. The players are stupid. Everyone's dumb except for me. Oh, man. I mean, I'm half joking on that, but at the same time, I've listened to enough dumb, awful, objectively wrong opinions in the Tekken community that I don't trust anyone except myself for evaluating balance of characters anymore. Like, look at Clive. You know, Clive's another thing. People, like, Nee is still calling Clive top 5. How? How is, like, Clive is painfully mid-tier. Clive is not good. Clive is not a good character at all. People are still complaining about the worst zoning tool I have ever seen in a fighting game in my life, Core Circle Forward 1. How are we complaining about Core Circle Forward 1? People are still sitting there eating 1-1 into Phoenix Mix. They're just eating it like it's plus. Brother, have you heard of a jab interrupt? Have you heard of the power crush button? Like, what? And these same people are like, oh, he's top 5. Yeah, because you don't, like, you haven't gone the practice mode against the character for 5 minutes. I did like Core Circle Forward 4 hitting grounded, strong, and brain dead. I mean, now he just has pigeon roll, so. Hi, Zakio. Hello, welcome in. My humble streamer. I mean, I'm just being real with you guys. I'm like, there's a reason why I don't like know what the general community's opinions are and like what people are saying, because it's all bullshit. It's so painful to me, especially when I, because you all know, I actually take the time to lab this stuff because I make videos on it. I may have a whole sweep of videos on my channel when Season 2 came out, going over all the changes, how to defend against all of them. And then you got like Evil Japan, you got Moogle that's just doing forward 3-2, and then Pinya who's attacking into the full charge move instead of trying to sidestep it. Attacking into it does literally nothing. Sidestepping it is objectively better in every single way, and you're just sitting there. All of the pros in top 8 of Evo are losing to a knowledge check forward 3-2 because they're attacking into it instead of sidestepping it. The only person that knew to sidestep it and then launch was Nee. He won it because he actually has a brain. And then people are like, Claudio's the most broken character in the game. Look at Moogle doing all of this stuff. They didn't know the matchup. They didn't know. They were getting knowledge checked because they didn't know how to counterplay the move properly. I don't know, Seth. When the talk is about Heat in general, I think everyone agrees with the pro players. Who are these pro players you're referring to? I mean, I'm not going to name specific names, but it's just like in general. What I don't understand is if one move gets nerfed, that means they're total shit after that. Like, I don't know about others, but I normally use more than 3 moves. They aren't necessarily total shit, but it depends. Playing against Armor King and King as Yoshimitsu feels like fighting Consort. I don't know who or what that is, but I can tell you it does feel like shit. A lot lack the accountability in the Tekken community. Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah. It's I mean, it's just lazy, you know? And it's like, I guess what I was trying to get at is that's frustrating to me when people, because like the opinions that people base off are like, what did this character do in a tournament to get results? And it's like, yeah, but you do understand that they also got knowledge checked to death. You know, I talk about this with Lidia, but this is the case with, in a lot of instances. This isn't just the one character. I mean, again, it's the case with Clive. It's the case with Claudio. Well, it was the case with Claudio back at EVO Japan. And these are people at top 8 at EVO, and this is happening. And it's like, Leo as well, Reina, right? Lars, I could go on and on and on. But this is why, because it's a load of horseshit. Especially when you actually like go into the lab for a bit and lab this stuff, and then you're going to find that like, oh, I can just like, this is my defense in this situation, and no one's doing it, and everyone's complaining about it. What? And it's just frustrating because then you look at like people are like, Asuka needs to get nerfed into the ground. She's so broken. She's the most stupid fucking character in the game. And then they like don't power crush through up forward 1-2 when Asuka's in install, or even attempt to interrupt the cancel, and they just eat the mix up into the mix up into the mix up. And it's like, what are we complaining? You don't know how to deal with the move, and instead of trying to figure out how to deal with the move, you're just complaining. And that's the majority of opinions from like everyone, including the high level players in Tekken, is just like, I'm gonna complain about this thing that I don't know about. So yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I know better than pretty much everyone that plays this game. I'm just saying straight up, I don't care. I don't care how people take that, because it's true. I have actually, and you can see both in what I'm articulating and the videos that I've made, that I have gone through and labbed every character in the game. Now, I'm not saying that my opinions are the best of anyone. Like, I have awful opinions, but at the same time, I'm definitely more knowledgeable about this game and the balancing and how the characters are designed and the defensive counterplay to the characters than 99.9% of people that play this game. And that's part of what the frustration is when I read stuff or I listen to people who are prominent in the community who come across as knowing what they're talking about this stuff. I'm just saying that I'm like, oh my God, you just haven't looked at this at all. You're just complaining you haven't looked at this a single time. Oh my fucking God. And yes, I will cry about it. Core Circle Forward 1 is definitely plus 20 on hit. I have a clip showing that. It's totally legit. Oh my God. The fucking back. I'm not spreading the propaganda. Pigeon roll silly outside combos, but in combo is disgusting extender and or yeah. I mean, it basically made like Pigeon Roll 2 is just better as Oki if you can set it up than Core Circle Forward 4 ever was. Because it wall splats. Pop quiz was Victor do. I mean, he does while running too, and then he goes in the stance, and then you have a couple of options to be able to actually beat the stance. Most people, after they block while running too, just sit there and eat the mix. But in reality, you have a couple of options. A lot of his stuff can actually be like jabbed out of, depending on how slow it is, and you can power crush through him. He really only has one option besides his own power crush that actually beats power crush, and that's the low. So when your back is to the wall, what Victor can do after while running 2 is he can do 2-2, and that'll wall spot you if you try jab interrupting. Like, that's his main option to be able to deal with that. But you can power crush through that. And if you power crush through it, then the only options he really has to deal with that is either doing his lows, which he has obviously 4-2, that counter hits and then wall splat. So that's a really good option to be able to deal with it. He has his like down 1+2 low, a storm is coming to be able to beat it, or he has his own power crush. But otherwise, if he's not doing if he's doing like specifically the mid to wall spot you, then you can jab interrupt him, and a lot of times you can actually just counter hit launch him out of the stance. The down 1 kind of makes that a little bit muddy because of the frames on it being +1, but that's generally what you want to do against Victor. But the thing is that, like, a lot of what you're doing there, if you try countering that, is obviously risky. But if Victor does the 2-2, the wall splat, it's -14 on block. And if he does the 2 and cancel in the stance, you can launch him. So Victor does have to take risks in order to enforce that if you know what you're doing and you know when to attack, when to block. But the dynamic is really fucking annoying to deal with. It's true, some opinions suck. He hates the reg. I do. My opinions are probably awful. Too long, not gonna lie. Victor's stance slap Tekken players okay. See, but that's what I mean though. Like, how many people that say that thing about Victor, that, oh, Victor is just a brain dead stance 50-50 mix up bullshit character, can articulate how to beat him in the way I just did? How many people can do that? This is what I'm saying. This is why I get so fucking frustrated. Because, like, people say exactly what Puma is saying, where it's just like, dude, it's not that deep. Victor just does a move and then he mixes you. As if there's no nuance to it and nothing you can do. Oh, yeah, I just hold back and eat the mix. Victor's broken. People should only be allowed to talk about their mains. True. Core Circle Ford 4 used to splat too. You know, I did forget that used to splat. You are right. Pigeon Roll's more useful because there's a really strong unseeable low that actually threatens mix. That's also true. That's why I think it's better than Core Circle Ford 4 used to be. Being threatened with down 2 or seeable hatches is less threatening. Yeah, but the low out of Pigeon Roll is launch, so... Victor having French Flash and that jank punch pairing Perfumer constantly tempts me into trying to play him. Hi, Crip. Hello, welcome in. I have a more positive perspective when it comes to lab and pro players, but it's still up to the devs to facilitate easier learning of the game, which they do not do. I do agree with that. Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing I was saying with like my video on my top Lidia nerfs, is that the main like defining thing around Lidia is that the way that she is in general in a nutshell is fine, but what really needs to be nerfed is the things that are really difficult to defend against and the things that make it really easy for an inexperienced Lidia player to just win for no reason. You might make for a good commentate. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Leo and June are slept on. Will forever hold that until people realize the counterplay for June. Sidestep, right? How we doing today? I'm honestly not doing great. I'm preemptively burned out on Tekken because season 3 is next week. I don't think any of us want to play the game, right? Like with season 3 being next week well, I was about to say the amount of hours in 7 days, but it's not quite that. But anyway, with it being in 7 days, I just don't want to play the game. What do you mean Leo and June are slept on? Not enough people playing them? I don't know about Leo. I feel like Leo's actually overrated. But June, yeah, no one really plays June. Will you grind rank with Kuni? I mean, it depends. If I grind ranked in season 3, is that going to mean that I have a 30-minute long queue and can't play my character anymore? I mean, you guys want to know the real reason why I don't play ranked? I mean, the real reason is just because I don't want to. But the real reason why I don't even bother, like, entertaining the idea of grinding the GOD1, GOD2, GOD3, even though I can, like, I probably could if I really in fact, I know if I put my mind to it, I could get to GOD3. The reason why I don't is because I did that when the game came out. I got to Tekken God. I was the #1 ranked Lidia player in the world, and it would take me 30 to 45 minutes to find one game in quick match. Not even in ranked, in quick match. And so when I actually played ranked and got to a high rank, I was actually too good and couldn't play the game anymore. So I mean, that's bad for multiple reasons. One, I mean, I obviously can't play the game. But two, when it comes to streaming, if I'm sitting there in the queue for half an hour and I can't play the game because my rank is too high, what am I streaming? You know what I mean? There's no point. So playing ranked at this point for me, when I'm at GOD, is detrimental for me because I can't play the game, which means I can't stream, which means there's no content on screen, which means people don't want to watch, and on and on and on and on. So that's why I don't play ranked. So if they fix that in season 3 while I play ranked, maybe. I don't know. I might. But if they don't, then fuck no, I won't. It's like playing ranked after you get to GOD is a stupid idea if you want to actually play the game. Like, what are we playing ranked for at that point, you know? Oh, well, I want the attention of being like GOD4. Okay, that's cool. And now you can't play the game, so you can't practice the game. So what was the point of doing that again? Like, how does this really help you? It just gets to a point where there's no point in doing it, and it's just actively bad for you to play ranked. That's my mind as well, playing in Rage Quit so hard, playing some Kazuya's and 5-frame rollback. Yeah, that does sound dreadful. How then do GOT5 players play? They don't. They literally don't. They cannot get games. I mean, there in my YouTube recommended, there was a Fergus stream where the title was something like he's GOD3 with Asuka, and the title was something like trying to play games with Asuka, and if I can't find games, I'm gonna play Lily. He sat there in the rank queue for like half an hour, found one game against a Russian Lars that was like 150 ping, blocked him, and then switched to Lily. Like, people don't find games. You can't, like, the matchmaking is so shitty and broken, you can't. Probably want to play Thursday if my schedule is nice, but then I'll wait for the patch notes. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I'm gonna try to stop by locals on Thursday, but I'm not really gonna guarantee anything. I don't know. I can't blame rank because I goof too much. I'm always doing things I'm not supposed to do, and it just somehow works. Blue rank seems to be in my cap. Well, as long as you're having fun, that's what matters. They basically just fought each other. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, too. When you get to a high rank, it's like you have to sit there and wait for the one other person at GOD3 to go online, and then your entire time playing ranked is just deathmatching this one person for 3 hours, which, again, for, like, if I'm streaming and I'm primarily focusing on streaming, is that fun to watch? No, it's not. I've seen other GOD3 players getting matches far more consistently than once you said in 35 minutes. I know that they changed the matchmaking a little bit, but that was my experience. What happened to your other account? Wasn't that one for ranked? It was, and I stopped doing it because I got bored. It was actually, like, legitimately, it was actually just too easy, and I just got bored of it. So I didn't even bother. Like, I'm at the cusp of getting GOD 1. I'm like 1 or 2 games away from getting GOD 1. I have a 90% win rate on that account at GOD. I've lost, I think, from getting to GOD, I've lost a total of 4 games. Not sets, but games. It's just like, I'm bored. So I stopped caring. Reminds me of one video I saw. Do you remember that one wrestling game I played for 5 to 6 months and got really good? The B of that game is at the start of every match, you get 5 counters or reversals that regenerate over time. Now you're supposed to do is put yourself in a state where you always have more counters than your opponent at all times, but can only count 5 times fixed game. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see the correlation. I'm sorry. Remember, ranked is a method to get even matches, which was never intended to be a dick measuring contest. That's morphed into exactly. Moose, you put it better than I ever could. That's exactly what ranked is after you get to GOD. It's a dick measuring contest. It's not about matching you with someone around your skill level. It's not about being able to find fair games. After you get GOD, anything past that's just a dick measuring contest. So people sit there and they're like, I'm gonna get GOD 3 so I can show I'm the better person. And then they're sitting there at GOD 3 and they can't find games, and it's like, great, so what did we accomplish again today? Like, what was the point? And then people ask me, like, Seth, why don't you play ranked? Well, because I'm not trying to prove anything and I don't give a shit. Like, I'm at GOD. Is GOD too low of a rank for me? Yes, absolutely it is. But at the same time, the proper rank for me, there are like a couple hundred people in the world that are at the rank I should be at. So I have to just kind of take what I can get. You know what I mean? Unless I had a sparring partner that was that level, you know, unless I had someone as my sparring partner, like Aim 2 or Cortez or someone like that, this, like, I'm never going to be at a rank where I can both simultaneously find games and be playing against players that are around my skill level. It's just not going to happen. I mean, look at my EWGF account. Hold on. Let me just look at my EWGF real quick. Just to show you something here. Just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Boom. This is my display capture. Here it is. Boom. You see this? Do you in the last 3 months, I have had 1 day where I didn't get over 50% win rate. 1 day. And that was a day I remember I was having a really bad day. This is all at GOD. This is all at GOD plus. I mean, look at my character win rates. I think this is this only for ranked? Oh yeah, because I have it set on ranked. Here, look at my character win rates. Almost every character on here I have more than a 50% win rate against. Fong is even. Fong's exactly even. The only 2 characters I struggle against are Victor and Leroy, and these are definitely my 2 worst matchups. 100%. No question about that. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, if this is how well I'm doing at GOD, obviously I should be at least like GOD 2, but there's barely anyone at GOD 2, so you know what I mean? I'd just be sitting there and I'd be playing against the same 5 people over and over again. At that point, what's the point? It can be fun to watch, but not with 30-minute wait times. That's probably what would do it. Just turn the just chatting stream at that point. Exactly, yeah. Elisa run, though. That is true. That is something I'm thinking about, but I really don't want to pick up a new character when Season 3 is next week, and then Kunimitsu's going to be coming out. Like, I started doing that with Zafina before Lidia came out, and then I played Zafina for, like, a couple of days because I was bored, and I was like, oh, this character's fun, and then Lidia came out, and then I never played her again. So I don't really want to invest the time into doing that when I'm probably not going to play again. Do you think Eddie is underrated or downplayed? I always hear people say he's bottom 5, but if you look at tournaments, he's always represented a lot. If anything, I think he's upplayed. I think that Eddie is largely succeeds through a lot of knowledge checks, and I don't think he's as good as people say. And I say that because people are starting to say now that he's like, I think a lot of people right now with Eddie are starting to kind of say that he's really strong without actually saying it because no one else is saying it. I think Eddie's like fine, but I don't think he's particularly good. I got God and now I just quick play and get God 1+ anyways. There's no point. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Like, I'm sitting there in quick play and, you know, I'm trying to find God 1, God 2 players. And, you know, the thing is, those people in quick match, they're going to be set to with no restrictions. Or if they are ±1, I'm going to match against them anyway. And if I grind and I find someone that's at God 1, those games are great. I have a great time, but I'm going to find them with the exact same frequency I do now as the frequency I would have if I got to God 1, but getting the God 1 would be a pain in the ass. It's going to make the matchmaking times worse, and I just don't want to fucking deal with it. Hi, Nazcac. I love you long hair. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Should I go into assistant coaching, boxing fundamentals, and military discipline? I mean, that's up to you. That is a choice that you have to make. Correlation is what people think is a problem. Isn't a problem if you actually think about it and have a brain. I guess I don't understand the context behind the game enough to be able to understand. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, with the new future rank system, it's still not as rewarding as it sounds. More incentive to get rematches, points, and that's it. Sorry, I'm like my brain. Oh, the now is what threw me off. So now that I think about it, with the new future rank system, it's still not as rewarding as it sounds. Exactly. I mean, you don't even get anything for playing ranked either. Oh, I get a title. I'm not going to use it, so why do I care? I assume the God 1 and 2 players just being unranked. Also probably true, and they're unranked and they're just deathmatching each other. I'm like, I just don't want to. I just don't. I'm not interested. Big skill issue on my end, but a lot of Eddie moves kind of look similar, so I get mixed a lot. No, I actually have the exact same issue. There's 2 moves in particular that he has. One is like a high and one is a mid heat engager, and I constantly duck the mid when I think it's a high, and it's, yeah. I have the same problem. A lot of the moves do look similar, but even though they look similar, they are different moves, and it does have counterplay to it, so. I should lab him more, but I didn't get much Eddies and Gavryu on my end. Yeah, I mean, no one really plays Eddie. He's a very unpopular character. Tournament PvP game is not exactly the same. That's why you shouldn't pay too much attention to pros tier list. Yeah, that's true. Hey, you guys want to see my tier list? I actually recorded a video on this last night that I might put up Monday. But hey, since we're here and we're not really playing the game, hold on, I'm setting it up real quick. I'm just basically recreating the tier list that I made. Whoop, 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 whoop. Miar and Lidia, bottom 5. The 2 Clive, I quit. I'm so sorry. Tier list sign me up. I need to see when P&G goes and argue over it. Yeah, no one's going to like my tier list. Hold on, I need to put up desktop capture again. 1 second. Where is it? There it is. All right, this isn't ordered, by the way. It's not ordered. Boom. 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 Where is you and where the fuck? There you are. You, and then here we got you and you and you and you and you. And then here we have you and you and you and you and you and you and you. You. Here. Do. Here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. That's my tier list. This is off. There's one thing in here that I put in a different tier than I did last time when I made this initially. What character is it? I don't remember. This seems right to me. It might have been June. No, yeah, no, June is here, yeah. Because June isn't, like, perceived as stronger than she is because of knowledge check. She's legitimately strong. Yeah, this is my tier list. Who's your main? Miari. The Sesujin tier list situation is insane. June's top 10? Nah. June's not top 10. June's, like, fine. You can play around her stuff. She's not a big deal. It's easy to get high with her. Yeah, I mean, if you play against people that just constantly attack into Sabaki and don't know how to dash block to avoid her laser, then yeah. People are really out here playing against June and block her laser and don't launch punish it when it's minus 20. You don't need fundamentals with her. You do. Unless you're bad. And yeah, then sure. You know, if you're playing against a bad player with June, then yeah, you don't need fundamentals, but that's true for every character. Yeah, you know what? After that, she's going in the knowledge check tier. Clive? Yeah, Clive's bad. Clive's not a good character. Clive's, like, painfully mid-tier. He's not good. Lee in the same tier as Hwarong and Jin's gonna piss people off. Well, that's part of the point. Yeah, like, I do like putting Lee as high as I can possibly conceive just to piss people off. That is true. Ryan's definitely a fundamental character, and he's not top 5. He's 6. Okay, so we are trolling. We are trying painfully to troll right now. Do you have a mod course for beginners on Twitch? I'm afraid I don't know what that means. Don't even need to learn dash block. Just tap forward to walk while neutral guarding. I mean, can you neutral guard through the laser? I have no idea. I just dash block, but Tekken players, when they have to play against a zoning tool, oh no, character broken, no fundamentals needed, no thought. It's more of a reflection on yourself when you say that than anything. A lot of people disagree with Clive's placement, especially pros. Yeah, well, they don't know how to actually play against Clive, so I don't care what they say. Clive has always been mid-tier. He's never been particularly good. He's fine. Not everyone can launch a beam of light, though. It's got a lot of pushback. No, it doesn't. Not if you're in her face, it doesn't. It has 0 pushback. What? I'd agree, Yoshi top 10. I just say he's legit 10. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why he's in this tier. All of these characters in this tier, I can see either an argument for them being top 10 instead of characters that I think are top 10. Or if you give the game enough time, like if there are no changes from now into like 2030 or something, I think these characters at some point would be considered top 10 within that time frame. That's sort of the logic behind this. Asuka's more powerful than Brian, bro. Someone doesn't know how to interrupt up forward 1-2. Aho bokeh, aho bokeh. I still do Armor King shows at 13 rib check and GODs don't launch it. They don't even punish. It is crazy. I feel like this person is rage baiting. Oh, I mean, they absolutely are. And if they're being genuine, they're just self-reporting. They're just self-reporting. Like, honestly, Brian's top 1. He's definitely top 3, in my opinion. Again, this isn't ordered. I know that Tekken players can't read, but I'm just gonna real quick. Not ordered. I just put them in here randomly. No fundamentals and thought need versus Euros. Exactly. Yeah, when people say that, it's like, yeah, because you're bad. So that's why you perceive it that way, because in order to beat you, there's no thought that's needed to be able to beat you specifically. So don't project on everyone else that you're so bad that you think that your inability to be able to play the game reflects on every other person and on the person that you're playing against. The truth of the matter is, if you're saying that like June needs no fundamentals, June's brain dead, it's because that's the case when playing against you. That's the case when a June player is playing against you, because you're bad. The characters I know of this list feel right. Only thing I'm not sold on is Mirai top 5. I mean, I'm the only person that's saying that Mirai is anywhere close to this tier. So, you know. But, you know, you remember what I was saying earlier about how I don't give a shit what other people say and my opinions are my own, and I have my own opinions because I'm actually a free thinker in this community of people that stay within their own bubble. And if you try getting outside of that bubble and you try expressing your own opinion, then you get attacked and you get tomatoes thrown at your face. I don't give a shit what people think about Miari. I play her and I think she's top 5. So I don't really give a fuck that like pro player 73 is saying that she's mid tier just like everyone else. They're wrong. No offense, but why does it even talk on June's laser? Because it is a long range move and Tekken players are allergic to being able to hold the block button. Tekken players are really out here and they're like, we need more defense in our game. Defense isn't good enough. And then they're also crying, remove our one defensive mechanic that we have, Power Crush. It's not Tekken. And then they're having to deal with a situation where they actually have to block and they have to dash block and they have to use good movement and defense. Oh my God, June's laser is way too powerful. It hits from full screen. What am I going to do? Hold the back button? I need to hit buttons like a gorilla. That's why. I think Clive's he is stupid, but everything else is fine. I do kind of agree with that. Like, moves like forward 1+2, like his heat dash moves in particular are pretty egregious. His down forward 1 string is stupid. I do agree with that. I'm with you, but I also don't think that's enough to make Clive a super strong character. And plus, there's a bunch of characters that have heat that are better than Clive's. Clive's is just unhealthy and annoying to deal with, but it's not that bad. You can neutral guard, yes. Well, that's good, and I did not know that. So it's even easier than I'm making it out to be, and people still complain about it, which is just hilarious. This your list? It is my list, yeah. I think Miari's top 10 definitely fair, though. Top 5's hard sell on me right now. I genuinely think she's this strong. Just because she's so easy and consistent to play, like, that's the main thing. I mean, all of these characters up here are easy and consistent to play, except for, like, Lidia, Brian, and Anna. And you can, like, Nina as well. Okay, so, like, half the characters in here are like that, but... Lee busted as fuck. That's what I've been saying. Vrilla mentioned incoming Oscar complaint. Yep. Yeah, so basically, like, this tier, by the way, I should just let you all know, are characters that I think are overrated because people don't know the matchup. I think that characters in this tier are way overrated and way weaker than people make them out to be because Tekken players are stupid and they can't learn how to use the block button. So... that's what this tier is. It's not necessarily that these characters are inherently weaker than characters that are here or even here. It's just that these characters are perceived as being stronger than they are because Tekken players are stupid and they can't play the game. And they can't bother to go in the practice mode for 5 minutes. So this really is like my I'm downplaying these characters tier. So when people call me a downplayer, just remember, look at this list. I downplay half the game because, in my opinion, Tekken players are stupid and they don't know what they're talking about. When I talk about this stuff with Lidia, for example, it's not, I don't just have that opinion with Lidia. I think that about most of the characters in this game. Yeah, another thing as well is that, like, here's the difference between, like, knowledge check and strong tier. Characters in knowledge check tier are just as strong as characters in strong tier, but all of these characters are overrated. I'm downplaying all of these characters in this tier, basically. So again, about half the game. Characters in top 10 potential are characters that aren't necessarily inherently stronger than characters that are here or even here. Like, for example, I think that Zafina is probably in, like, the top 15. I feel like Zafina is probably stronger than, like, Fong, for example. But I don't think there's ever going to come a point with Zafina, no matter how much time that you give it, where Zafina would be considered top 10. That's why she's down here instead of here, if that makes sense. I mean, characters in this game are so close in terms of strength anyway that all of this doesn't, like, all of these characters are around the same. So these are more just different, like, categories of how I think about the characters rather than them being different tiers of strength, because all of these characters could be in one tier. I think Leo's super strong, but I always say Eddie's not very good. Yeah, it's like I was saying a little bit earlier. Eddie, to me, has, in recent times, felt like a character that people are seeing as being broken, but aren't saying it out loud. And I just don't think that's true. Xiao needs help in season 3, though. Yeah, I mean, Xiao Yu is like the same thing, you know? Xiao Yu, people are sitting here with Xiao Yu, like being like, oh my god, AOP, oh, brain dead, stupid. Brother, Xiao Yu has been out has existed as a character for 2 decades, and you still haven't gone the practice mode for 5 minutes to learn what moves you have that beat AOP, and you're still complaining about it like a baby. Grow up. He has insane neutral and insane whiff bait potential on top of that without having the Korean backdash, because half his move list goes in the Hitman sense, or just has backdash on whiff, like back forward. Someone who's been playing her for a while now, the main reason Elisa is non-strong tier is the fact she doesn't have a sub I-20 plus on hit pressure low like Nina's down back 3 and stuff. No, not even that. I mean, down 4 fulfills that condition fine. I just don't think that Elisa has anything broken. Like, almost every character in this game has something that's broken. What is Elisa doing? Oh, DES forward 1. Okay. And then you down jab it and then, like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Like, when Elisa's in DES, for example, like, let's think about stance mix-ups, right? Like, when we think about Laws, when Laws goes into silent entry, like, yeah, you can power crush through his mids, but
if you power crush through his mids, and if he does his low, he counter hit launches you, right? I mean, even Lidia after forward 2, you power crush through her mids, but she does horse 1+2, she counter hit launches you. When Elisa's in DES and you block forward 1, and then you down jab her pressure, what is she doing to stop that? And the answer is nothing. She can't, nothing. She has very clear counterplay to pretty much everything that she does. And she actually has to like work and set up to go into DES and be able to continue her pressure, because when she's out in neutral, she's more like defensive orientated, you know, like instead of having like the +20 lows, it's more like she doesn't have those big plus mids to be able to carry momentum and continue her pressure. She relies on mind games off of like forward 2, for example, which is a really strong button, but compared to a lot of other characters, it's just not, I think, a good set of moves that work with the game's meta. That's how I feel. Really good defensive character, still strong, but like not top 10 or anything. Power Crush just a Tekken 8 thing. It was a Tekken 7 thing. Pro Player 69 said she's bad. Well, I don't care what Pro Player 69 said. I disagree on Lily in that case. I think she's underrated, especially by their own player base. The main thing with Lily, I think, again, like, Lily is strong, but I think a lot of people with Lily, it's a similar thing with Xiaoyu, where they're like, oh my god, her sidestep is broken. Lily is broken because her sidestep is way too strong. And it's like, brother, this is the same fucking thing with, like, this is why Tekken players can't balance the game. Tekken players are stupid. What do you want? Do you want movement to be better, or do you want it to be worse? People complain about Lily and they say she's really strong, and what's the reason for it? It's her sidestepping. It's her movement. Oh my god, it's so broken in this game. Okay, then play Lily if you like it so much. If you don't, then learn what moves beat it. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Oh my god, Lily can option select my stance because she can sidestep it and other characters can't do that. Okay, cool. Then use moves that work against Lily in that situation that beat her sidestep. Because if she can do that, she's more likely to sidestep. So find something and use it that beats her sidestep. And stop complaining about it. I do think June is incredibly strong, but to say the beam is the issue is the most hilarious thing ever. That's what I mean! At least mention Mirai 1+2 or from crouch down forward 1 wall splatting halfway for 90 damage. Complain about the right thing. This is what I keep saying about Lidia. And then people will call you a downplay because, you're saying that she's strong, but you're not agreeing with what I say when I'm bad against the character and I don't know anything. So it's not helping me with my ego be able to comprehend the fact that I lost against this character, because this is the thing I'm struggling with. And if you're saying it's not a big deal and you're downplaying because it makes me feel worse about myself, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah, June is strong, but if we're seriously saying that complaining about the laser, that's such an unbelievable skill issue. Exactly 2 decades and we're still talking about AOP. How can it be 20 years that this character has existed and you're still complaining about AOP? Grow up. Stop crying about it like a baby. Go in the practice mode. If you're still complaining about AOP, ignore the 20 years. The game's been out for 2 years. You've been dealing with Xiaoyu AOP in this game for 2 years. If you're still complaining about it and you haven't gone in the practice mode for 5 minutes to look at your character's moves and go, okay, if I have her read that she's going to do AOP, then these are the moves that I have to beat it. You're the problem. You're the problem. I just pulled up and you're going ham on someone. I'm just going ham on the entire Tekken community, really, not anyone in particular. I love how you bring up some tier list instantly summon Tekken players. I mean, yeah, that was kind of part of the reason, is the engagement. Why is Miari there? I need to make a new video about Miari. Miari is broken. She's busted. She has no real counterplay to any of her stance stuff at all. She has no weaknesses. She's very easy to play. She can play at all range. She has the best counter hit move in the game. Down forward 4 is the best counter hit move in the game. She has one of the best long range keep out tools in the game with down 2. She has like some of the best heat in the game. She's like, in my opinion, Miai's heat is like top 5 heat in the game because of moves like up forward 3 being stupid, forward 2 being stupid. Her lows are ridiculously good. Her stance mix up is insane. Her back, she has the best backdash in the game, bar none, easily. It's not even close. Her whiff punishment is crazy good. Again, she can play at every range, practically. Her pushback on her moves is stupid. I could go on and on and on. She's insane. She's so strong. And she has no weaknesses. She has 0 weaknesses. I don't know what people are talking about with Miara when they say she has clear and concise weaknesses, and people say that she plays like an old school Tekken character and she's well bound. She's not. She's horribly bound. She's terribly designed. She's an awful character. Get good? I'm sorry, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the people playing against Xiao Yu? I need to know. This is very important context. It's going to decide your fate. I agree with your Azu placement as an Azu main. Yeah, I mean, like, Azu Senna is... People still aren't launching back Swing Bolt. That's all I'm going to say about it. People still aren't launching... I mean, the main thing with Azu Senna is it's like... You know, she has some annoying things that are unhealthy. It's for the chatters. Okay, good. Your fate is decided. You are maybe not getting VIP, but you do have my good graces. Azucena does have a couple of really annoying things that are like aggravating to deal with, but a lot of the time, if Azucena is doing that stuff, she's leaving herself very open and very punishable, which is not the case with most other characters in the game. Like a lot of characters in the game, like Steve, for example, you know, he can like do his lion hard and then he can cancel in the sway and then avoid moves and then hit confirm in the wall splat and stuff like that, to be able to avoid like the opponent's like option selects or stopping stance pressure, all of that stuff. Azucena actually has to take risks when she's doing stuff, and if you have the right read, you can just kill her for trying to beat, like, after while running 3-2, trying to beat down jab, for example. Like, she stays in stance, and then she stays in stance, and then if she down jab, she gets the automatic parry, but you could just also hop kick her if you have that read, and it's like, cool, now, what was the point? So I think with Azucena, a lot of people are like, oh my god, she's, like, top tier, because people lose to the automatic low parry when she's in stance, which is just great. You think Lisa's a knowledge check character? There's no applicable solution to counter her. She's a knowledge check character. She always has been. There is what I like to call with Elisa, the Elisa paradox, where Elisa, even back in Tekken 7, if you look back at season releases in Tekken 7, almost every season, I think with the exception of season 2, so like with the exception of season 1, so I think season 2, season 3, I'm almost positive, season 4, I know, she was considered top 5. Have you ever seen Elisa do anything in tournament ever? No, you haven't. Like, Elisa has never particularly been a strong character. But at the start of every season, including season 2 in Tekken 8, and even season 1, like pre-release, Elisa was considered top 10. Elisa was considered top 10 in season 1 for a long time. And then no one plays her. And no one does anything with her. Because people are calling her top 10 because they're eating back 3+4 and they don't know how to option select it. Or they're eating DES mix because they don't know how to down jab it. Like, people still think at GOD2, the character has existed in this form for over 10 years now, going back to Tekken 7. People at GOD2 still think DES1 is plus on block when it's -9. And so every season, going back to Tekken 7, Elisa starts at top 10, and then as the season goes, she always winds up in mid-tier every time. And you can see this in Tekken 8 as well. You can see it in Season 1 of Tekken 8. You can see it in this season of Tekken 8. Now in Tekken 8, Elisa has been stronger than she was in Tekken 7. She's like high mid to top tier, but she's never been top 10. But everyone, like, beginning of season 2, people were saying she was top 5 because they couldn't sidestep DES forward 1+2. You saw clips of the main man eating DES forward 1+2 into plus on block DES move into DES forward 1+2 over and over and over again. And no one's sidestepping it to the right because no one's going in the practice mode for 5 minutes. They're eating DES forward 1+2 into dual boot forward 1+2 in the DES forward 1+2 in the dual boot forward 1+2 over and over and over again, instead of just taking a minute and thinking, is there anything I can do about the plus on block mid? No. Oh, I'm just going to eat the mids over and over again until the clock runs out and I die. And then people said that she was top 5 because clips were going around like, oh my God, Elisa's plus on this mid. Oh my God. And no one would ever sidestep to the right because they didn't go in the practice mode for 5 minutes to figure out how the move works because no one actually raised the passions and no one can balance this goddamn game. And now over the course of season 2, people have figured out, oh my God, the plus on block mid, you can actually, this counter, you can sidestep it, this counter, you can power crush it, this counter play. Oh my God, I had no idea. And now she's like mid tier. Whoop the fucking do. Hi LG, welcome in. Hello, hello. Also, hi Shalmeen. Tekken players can't help but confuse broken and annoying. Xiaoyu, Clive, Eddie, Lidia, etc. Annoying but not broken. Yeah, I agree with you, 100%. Same with Laws. Laws, annoying, but broken? No, his frames suck. A lot of the stuff he does isn't real. To me, it's like Lily's frame dad and her sidestep. Your super evasive character, have a counter hit, interrupt to a -1 on block, down forward, one shit like that. See, that's a more nuanced discussion, and I agree with you there, but that's not what the discussion boils down to for most people and why people call her as strong as she is. Remember you, the local, saying something along the lines of, what can you even do there to me when you used her heat moves? Oh, with Miari, I assume? Yeah. You can't. Like, that's... you can't. Main problem with characters in the knowledge check tier, though, is that they aren't overrated even, but people don't know these characters. I mean, okay, that's kind of the reason why I have Reina here as well. Like, part of this is rage baiting, part of this is also me just downplaying, because, again, I downplay this entire game because I'm better than you. Not talking to anyone in particular. I'm just saying in general towards the Tekken community. But, like, Reina here, people call Reina easy. You are fucking deranged if you think Reina is easy. Like, you actually just do not understand this game at all. You are absolutely insane. But then people are like, oh, Reina is strong and she's easy to play. Yeah, against you. You put Reina against someone who actually knows what they're doing, who has half a brain. This character's hard as fuck. She's one of the hardest characters in the game. I hate Crip, people. Thank you so much for the 2 months.
My
Birthday's coming in 40 minutes.
Can I get some Mishima hate going?
Holy shit, dude.
Baby chick emoji.
Hell yeah. Happy birthday to you, and thank you so much for the 2 months front-facing baby chick emoji. Oh. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to wish you a happy birthday in 40 minutes. Thank you. She's always highly rated, never does anything in real term. Exactly. Ranked Jimmy, interesting tweet about Season 1, Kuman Season 2. I saw that. That was very funny. I don't know, sad that the pros don't know the counterplay, at least. It might be Stan's precious slot. 1 week for what? Season 3? Yep. It's a fun deal. It's very against the grain. I mean, like I said, my opinions are my own. You know, I'm like Lee Mishima. I don't give a fuck what other people say. I have my own opinions and I have my own thoughts on the game, and I'm not afraid to lay them out because I'm not scared of some dipshit who gets upset about it, harassing me and trying to spread rumors about me and all this other bullshit. Yeah, you know, I downplay. Yeah, I 100% downplay. But don't insult me by saying I only downplay the character that I play. I downplay the entire game because I understand the game better than these people. I'm not saying I'm the best player. I'm not saying I don't have bad opinions. And I'm certainly not saying that I'm right on everything. But what I am going to say is that I understand this game enough that I feel confident in sharing my own thoughts on the goddamn game. So if you're going to call me a down player, fine, but at least be accurate about it. If you're going to call me a Lidia down player, also call me a Xiaoyu down player, Lily down player, an Azucena down player, Raven down player, Leo down player, an Elisa down player, Reina down player, an Eddie down player, Clive down player, and a June down player. At least be consistent and accurate with it. I mean, come on. Watching you crash out about this stuff makes me feel validated sometimes. As past Raven player, I believe he's strong, but how do I truly prove no one makes me play him the first 1 or 2 layers of gameplay? No, I mean, that's exactly what I mean. You know, people complain about a Raven and they're like, you know, they're eating like the stupidest flowchart into like from crouch low I've ever seen in my life over and over again. And it's like, dude, just block the low. Like, what are we doing here? Like they're sitting there dealing with down back 1-2 and not ducking the high. And it's like, what are we doing here? I agree, Miyagi, he is one of the best. She's one of the only characters I feel like I need to just hold back when in heat. Yep, it's really strong. So many more troubles of people with G-Clef Cammy after DBT 1+2 instead of trading as plus on block, right? What's the front-facing baby chick thing? It's just a meme in this chat at this point. Hey, Gagey. Can't believe you're talking me specifically because I can't reach GOD. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I said. Get hit by the low, but step the min is -14. Consistent for both June and Asuka. That is true, and no one knows that. No one knows that. I don't have near the same knowledge, but there are areas where people just have weird opinions for no reason. Yup. Hi, Haro! I'm feeling great with just a week left. Hell yeah. I'm feeling bad. I don't want to play this goddamn game. He admitted it, Seth's the bully. Absolutely. I got half the cast of GOD throughout the seasons, and I think the best method to humble your view towards a character. You truly feel a character's weakness when it harms you. Maybe I should play Miari because I don't see her that high. I think it is a good option, but I also think it's important to, like, be aware, be cognizant of the fact that even players at GOD, I mean, I talk about this with pro players all the time. Even players at GOD aren't going to be proficient in a matchup against an unknown character, like, ever. So, yeah, you can play characters. I mean, even the GOD one, but are you really going to experience what it's like with that character to play against someone who knows the matchup, to really learn the character, to learn the intricacies of the character if you get a character to GOD? I mean, again, even GOD 1, no, you're not. You have to spend... It's not about getting to a certain rank with the character. It's about spending time with the character and giving yourself that experience against people who you know are knowledgeable in the matchup. Because, again, even at GOD, if you play a character like Eddie, for instance, 99 out of 100 people you play against aren't going to know shit about this character, and you're just going to be able to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. You're never getting past that layer 1. I think a piece of advice where you said to try to practice one aspect about character from time to time, and in the end, you'll end up registering it as a good one. I think it's the best way to go. Yeah. Okay. Pharaoh, I gave you a chance. I unbanned you. You are just doing the same thing that got you banned last time, where you're just, like, arguing with people with non-answers, and you're not even attempting to engage in any discussion. You're just making sarcastic comments towards people. You're gone. Please don't come back to the chat. Thank you. Like, this is the exact same reason why you got banned the first time, and the first time you're in Twitch chat. I don't even know if you can hear me right now. I think that you're still allowed to watch the stream when you're banned. But the first time you come into the Twitch chat, we're doing the same thing where we're arguing with people who play the characters, and we're making the same arguments of, like, I should just, like... You're just making sarcastic comments about what they're trying to tell you in the matchup and how to actually deal with it, which is, again, the exact same reason why you got banned in the first place, because you're being argumentative and you're not even caring what people say. And frankly, I don't want to tolerate that shit here, so please don't come back. Like, if you don't want to have a discussion, you just want to argue with people that actually know how to play the character, and you don't want to actually take any advice in, then all you're doing is you're trying to be hostile and argue with people in here, which is just like, what the fuck are you even do? What's the point? So don't come back. I gave you a second chance. You asked me to give you a second chance. I did. In the first stream you hear, you fucked it. So don't come back. You don't want to play Tekken because of Stay? No, I'm just bored of the game. Mr. Seth, can you help me better understand why you placed Miari in top 5? I'm starting to learn different characters, matchups, and I'm curious what you say about her. I mean, I have a video that I have on the YouTube channel where I talk about her being top 10. I think most of that is still true, but there's the reason why I think she's top 5 now instead of top 10 is just because those same sort of things I talk about in that video, as I play the character and learn her more, continue to get like exacerbated, and I see more and more things that make her even stronger than I had thought in that video because there's just more stuff. So that's really it. It's just like the video I talk about her, I think she's top 10, and then it's just like the weaknesses I thought that she had don't exist. She has no weaknesses. She's strong in every range. She has some of the best tools in the game. She has the best backdash in the game. Like, yeah. Is Law really that good? I think so. I mean, I think a lot of what Law does really breaks the game. His Wild Rising 4 is obviously obnoxious. I mean, it got nerfed, you know? It got nerfed and it's still good, but there's a reason why it got nerfed. He has, I think that, like, the main thing with Law is that he plays really well in what, in my opinion, is the metagame of Tekken 8, which is, like, momentum, you know, and maintaining momentum. And Law does really good at that because he has a lot of big plus on block moves where he can transition into other moves that like his forward 1+2 into Wild Rising 4. You know, not really any counterplay to that, and not really any good concise counterplay. Has a built-in mix-up in it with slide. Wild Rising 4 leads into another mix-up situation on block, and because of that, he can constantly like loop his offense and loop his pressure and maintain that momentum on top of his heat smash being so long that it drains heat. If both of you are in heat, it just drains the opponent's heat so the opponent can't do anything, and after that allows him to again be able to continuously loop his pressure, and it just means that if Law ever wins neutral, he is constantly winning, and you have to take some pretty big risks to stop Law from being able to continue his offense, on top of having obviously really good lows to mix up with that as well. We are in top 5. Finally, someone who knows ball. Everyone will agree with me in 3 months. You'll see. Gotta go. I have a phone appointment. Have a great day, everyone. You too, Jumanji. Thanks for stopping by. Take care, man. I think Fox should just move to knowledge checks. I disagree. I think that Fakamram is legitimately really strong because he has like some of the best fundamentals in the game. Like his 3 button, in my opinion, is the best 13 frame poke in the game. Bar none, easily. Because 3-1, for example, recovers so fast, you can't even really punish it if you duck under it. So he gets like a built-in mix-up within a mix-up within a mix-up within a mix-up for just hitting the 3 button. Obviously, he has really good range. He has a great slew of lows. He has great counter hit potential because his down 4 is 14 frames. Like, yeah, it's -4 on hit, but his movement is good enough to make up for that. He has a high power crush, which also makes up for it. So if the opponent tries attacking into it, he can fairly safely do a power crush to stop the opponent from being able to aggress on him. If he's ever +4 better, down 4 is always going to be a threat as a counter hit, which is great because it's obviously a low as well, so it also gets damage in. But he also has the plus on block lows with like forward, not plus on block, plus on hit lows with like forward 3 to be able to, if he wants to use a plus on block 1 to keep up his pressure, he can. He's also very simple and consistent to play, kind of like Miari, and I think because of that, even though it's like, you know, yeah, I mean, he when he does his lows, they're really risky. As long as he's placing them right along with the mids that he has, he can chip away at the opponent's health so quickly and so easily. I think that makes him a strong character and it moves him outside of knowledge check. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't things that Fakamram does that people don't deal with properly, like for example reacting to his fully charged mid for the god break. Like you can react to that and interrupt it, or just knowing that like on a read you can interrupt something like 4 or 3-4 slide 3, for example, and launch him if you have a read. You don't have to like preemptively sidestep or anything. You can interrupt that and the forward slide forward for a 10 or 11 frame move if you have the right read on that, which means it makes G-Clefs really good against him. But at the same time, I don't think that the discussion around Falkenraum is revolving around that stuff. So if it was, then I think there'd be more of an argument to bump him down here. But I don't think it is. I think that the stuff that revolves around Falkenraum is more about his long-range tools, his keep out, like his 30 button in particular, and that stuff I believe is accurate. So that's how I feel. People learn the June matchup would be fine. Sidestep right beats every option after Mirai 1+2 except the homing move. Goddamn duck back 1 or 2-1. Like just that stance alone, I guarantee people would clean up Junes below TGS. I agree. Yeah. And I see that when I play against Junes, even at GOD as well. It's a similar thing. Yeah. 100%. In 3 months, when people stop playing her with 2 hands, I don't know about that, but people are going to still be able to play with 1. I'll tell you that much. This is Taylor's I might actually fully agree with. That's crazy. I don't know how I do it. 3 months is too generous. To be fair, on release, I did say 3 months, and people still... I mean, people are more starting to see her as being strong, but not that much. Not like top 10 like I do. Just give it some time. Victor feels stupid for me at times, but I haven't lapped him really, so I can't really judge. Like, at the wall, especially. Yeah, Victor's one of those characters that requires labbing, and if you lab him and you get some experience against... a bad Victor player in particular to be able to apply that matchup knowledge, then he becomes not as strong, but he's still annoying as hell to deal with, but he's not as strong. Plan to take a week off from Tekken before the new season. We won't mind. I'm really thinking about it. I think that I might like stream tomorrow maybe, and then I'm not streaming over the weekend, but then Thursday, Friday, I might just do variety and I might not play Tekken. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of, like, this has been a good just chatting stream. I'm probably not even going to play Tekken today at this rate. Let's be real here. Fox takes on making my head spin. Yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, Kazi and Mishima's not bad. Like, annoying as fuck 50-50. With the house splat. House sweep wall splat. Let's call it a house splat. That is a good name for it. Yeah, I mean, Kazi is solid. The Mishima's a solid. I mean, even Devil Jin. I have Devil Jin in whatever tier. Whatever tier doesn't mean that they're weaker than these characters. Like, I think Devil Jin is super underrated, and I think he's really good. I think bears are fine. I just don't give a shit about these characters, and I don't play against these characters at all, because every single Devil Jin that I play against is just sitting there doing some dumb shit, flying in the air, cosplaying as a bird, doing back 3. Like, I can't get a gauge on how strong Devil Jin is, because almost every Devil Jin player I play against is a fucking crow. They're a goddamn crow. They're sitting there trying to, like, fly in the air to pick up the goddamn building blocks and put them in the circle hole. You know? How am I supposed to judge the character when that's all I see from him? I think we're being at the end of the season, both in-game and TWT, has really got people not caring about her. I mean, it's the same with Falkenraum and Tekken 7. That's why people didn't say that he was broken on release, because, oh, there's no tournaments. It was always broken. You open my eyes on Shikue. That move is so stupid. Slice by a 2 with chat on Tuesday. Let's go. I mean, maybe we can even do it today. I don't know. Hellsplat sounds fire. I do like... I accidentally said that, but I do like the name of it. I wonder how well I would do if I lab one move for the first time today. I'm at Tekken God. I wonder if players get to a good rank and they think they don't need to lab because they have... Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're 100%. People have this weird problem where they think that labbing is a sign that they are bad players. You know what? Does that make sense? Like, oh, I'm at this rank, so I shouldn't have to learn anything. Really, it's the people that are at GOD1, GOD2, or whatever that are willing to go into practice mode and lab that I'm afraid of. You know, people like Roman Jelly, for instance, from what I've seen, that man terrifies the shit out of me. You know why? Because he's a GOD1 Paul that actually is humble and uses the practice mode feature when he doesn't know something. That man is intelligent. I fear that man. That's the kind of player that I fear at GOD1. Someone who's willing to go into practice mode, admit that they don't know something, and lab stuff to get better. The Williams sisters are smoking hot in Tekken. Good first message. Hello, Cosmo. Hi, Saber. Huang's a funny one because people keep saying he doesn't have enough damage, but his base tool, holy. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are, like, I heard pro players in Season 1 about Fong, like, oh, well, he doesn't have a mix-up, so he doesn't really fall into the meta of the game. Stance mix-up isn't the meta of the game! Sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry for yelling. Stop giving names? Yeah, I mean, I'll give names if it's a compliment, you know? If it's not a compliment, then I won't give names, of course, because I don't want to insult anyone directly. I'm just going to, like, vaguely mention them and say this is stupid, but... Not the circle hole goes in the square hole, Seth, get the meme right. That was the joke! No matter what rank we are, we should always be learning more. People need to hear that labbing is how we grow and improve in second place. I agree. But there's, for some reason, so much hostility in the idea of labbing. It's childish. How's it going? I'm doing all right. How are you? I do think lost top 10 for sure. Yeah, like, I'm like this entire top 10, you know, like a lot of it can be moved around. Again, the characters are so close. You could move Law from top 5 to top 10, but is he at least top 10? I think so. Can you Tekken, what are the top 10 characters mostly used? There are too many characters to lab. It's going to vary based on your rank. So if you're new, it's going to be different than what I'm playing against at a higher rank. So I couldn't tell you. I feel like I don't need to lab because I reached King. But I'll probably fix that in Season 3 of Miario Ling. Be a good idea. Roman J's fucking curious. That man has questions and he goes to solve it with Vendetta. I know, it's great. The higher rank I get, the more inclined I feel to use training mode practice. It's not the other way around. That's how it should be. Me, I don't lab worth shit. I find out via concussive learning. You know what? That's fair. As long as you're having fun, just don't complain about shit that you don't know about. Like, that's what's frustrating about it. And don't, like, get mad at other people for labbing. It's such a self-report. That's what people do. Not saying you do it, of course, but I'm just speaking in general. Also said Mirai has below average damage, but her combo is just... She does over 100 damage with her combo with no resources! How do people say Mirai's combo damage is bad? And the Oki! I started using practice too, to be honest. It's how I push to beat a specific matchup I struggle with and even discover character-specific stuff that nobody knows about. It's hella strong, and I just spend 15, 20 minutes labbing a couple things about a character. Yeah, but then it's like Twilight said, are you a nerd? You lab? Shake my head. I mean, it's the same thing as, like... Okay, you know what? I can make a couple of examples. It's not really relevant, but yeah, it's stupid. People complain about labbing and the ones that are childish, and if they don't like it, they can uninstall the game. Well, that's the thing, though. They have uninstalled the game. They haven't played the game in about 2 years, and they're still sitting there complaining, oh my god, the AOP is broken. And then people say lab the matchup, and they're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot telling me to lab. Nice self-report, you fucking moron. Roman Jelly was a teacher, I think. Be a little spooked if he didn't want to learn things. I mean, yeah, that's also true. Figured out by dying 25 times in a row, I'll find a way. Hey, that's good mentality to have. I will find a way. Even people that do lab say they understand the matchup now when they don't. I want to try avoiding talking about Lidia as much as possible because I want to deviate the conversation from just being about Lidia and be it about the general state of the game because, you know, like, this isn't just a Lidia thing, but that's exactly the problem that I had with people that were talking about Lidia. They were like, I understand the matchup now, and then they were also like, oh, but if I block forward 4-2, there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. Like to figure things out while I play the old-fashioned way, but if I come across a situation I genuinely can't figure out how to lab. Again, that's what you should be doing. I have a lot of friends who play Tekken, don't really lab, I just play against them, and that's how I get the most matchups. And hey, you know, again, if that works for you, that's great. But if you have a problem with something and you don't know how to deal with it, don't complain about it. Look at it first, lab it first, and then if it's still an issue, then yeah, sure, you can complain about it as long as you're being objective about it and reasonable. But most people don't do that, so that's what I'm complaining about. Mirai has more combo potential than some of those people, I think. Yeah, she really does. And she gets combos more frequently as well. Down 2 counter hit, down 4-2 counter hit, down 1+2, down 4-2. Like, what would you rather have? The ability to be able to combo freely at will 100 times, or the ability to maybe get a combo once in a match but do 150 damage? I don't know, man. I'd rather just be able to, like, launch them by staring at them at all times and stop them from being able to play the game. I mean, it's like the thing with Yoshi's Flash, you know? Like, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to use Flash all, like, or, said the other way around. You're not going to get a full launcher out of Flash if you're in one sword stance, but you're going to be able to use it all the time. And because of that, people have to play around it. So it's not just about the damage you get out of it, but it's also about how it affects neutral. Sample combo 3 self-report. The editing, I shall be back. I hope you enjoyed the editing session. Well, second players at all ranks don't lab. They don't know. Season my main is Asuka. My cousin mains Lidia and Deviljin. Nice. See what happens in season 3 with them. Something, Twitter bait Lidia heat smash, proof that they don't play. No, exactly. I mean, that was the reason why I made that tweet, and it worked out better than I ever could have imagined. I mean, it's, you know, it's the same thing. You remember that video I did where I said that the response to the Lidia situation video that I did? That video alone has made people think and say that I'm a Lidia down player, and I've had people link me that video to tell me that I'm a Lidia down player. And I'm like, brother, you are not only self-reporting that you didn't watch the video, because in that video I called Lidia top tier, but also you're just proving my point that the people who are complaining about this shit aren't trying to be objective, aren't trying to have a reasonable discussion, are just crying like babies, not taking any of the information in, and have the cognitive function of a crow. You have the mental capacity of a 7-year-old, no emotional intelligence whatsoever, no critical thinking ability, and you're just sitting there shoving your fingers in your ears and whining and complaining like a goddamn child. That's what I said in the video. And when you do that, you're just proving my point, because if you actually watch the video, or you look at any of my content, or you look at this goddamn tier list I have right now, how can you call me a down player? For Lidia specifically, I mean, sure, like, oh, you're a Shao Yu down player, whatever. But you're just proving my point. That's the same thing with, like, the Heat Smash tweet as well. I fucking love birds. Oh, man. Literally, before I even hop online, go to the practice mode just to warm up lab things, messed up on my old match. Probably common for high-ranked players. But that's me as someone who's new to the game. I mean, you would think so, but it's somehow not, and it's dumb. So Ulsan Teal say put Jack A in top 5, and honestly, I agree. He's so slept on. I do agree. Like, Jack is the one character in here who I could definitely see being in here potentially, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it might be a similar situation as Deviljin, where almost every Jack player I play against is bad at the game. So I don't have a good idea on how strong he really is at a high level. Put Fong on knowledge check. He's good, but he isn't Tekken 8 strong. Okay, so another thing with the knowledge check tier as well, none of the characters I think have the potential to be top 10 or in top 10 would be in here. Like Asuka, for example, would be in here. But I think that just because of how the tier list is, I'm not putting these characters in here simply because of that.
Front-facing Babby Chick emoji for Season 3.
Any advice on dealing with Raven's parries? if he parries you, just do a move to chase him, because as long as you don't do a string or anything, he's minus 30 something, depending on the recovery speed of your move, of course. He's minus 30 something after parry. Like, he's not plus. The only time he's plus is if you do a full string into it and the rest of that string whiffs. So if he parries you and you do a single attack, chase him. Thank you for the break time, hot dog. I will take a break here in a second. We need a giant bird for season 3. That is just Raven. You didn't put Lidia where I wanted you to put her. Arrived in good time, it seems. Hi, Darius. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, people call me a downplayer because I said that Lidia wasn't top 5, that she was top tier and top 10 online. And I was right, because no one's putting Lidia in top 5 anymore. So I'm a downplayer for being correct. Okay. Also, Zakiel, sorry, I don't have my headphones on. But I'm not going to take back the bird thing. Fight Joe Crush someday, I want to see it. I don't know if that's in the cards. But it would be a nice experience, though, for sure. Hi, Navendro. God damn it. I think I was at least closer there. Nevendiro. That might be better. Is that doing tier lists at the end of the season, which makes total sense, not 2 days after season release, like so many people? Fraud, destruction. No, I do a tier list. I just do it randomly. I do a random number generated tier list. You leave the fucking crows alone. Crows are intelligence. Yeah, it's insulting the crows to compare them to Tekken players. That is true. The thing with tier lists is that so many people will think it has to be everyone's opinion, but not personal view of the characters. Yeah, also true. Oh, you don't agree with what everyone else says because they're all just feeding off of each other's opinions and not making their own opinions because they're scared of the community and the backlash that they're going to get for daring to say that a character like Clive isn't top 10? Yeah. I don't think Lydia's top 10. I think she's like top 12 or something, maybe exactly 10. Yeah, I agree. I think that she's at like exactly 10. And I think that she's weaker in tournament. But online, I think she's at like exactly 10, simply because of how easy it is to steamroll people that don't have a perfect understanding of the matchup. You're putting her higher than most competitive players. In fact, damn, I'm downplaying by upplaying. That's crazy. See Ryu Kang's second 8 tier list on the easiest hard characters to play. Nope, I don't look at that stuff because that stuff is stupid. Character difficulty tier lists are fucking stupid as shit, so I don't look at them. Why is Miari top 5? Because she's really strong. Good evening for EU chat, Neverendo. Good evening to you too again, Odo. Jack Larry mixes you for attacking with the Gamma Howl bullshit. If you swing at the wrong time, he'll launch you. Yeah, but you can just sidestep it left. You just sidestep left block and you're fine. Or you could power crush. It's not as big of a deal. It's really more of a big deal when he gets into install, because when he's install, then it's a pain in the ass. But if he's not install, it's not a big deal. What with the new headset you got? It's the Herradura 490s from good old mate Sunny. The open back headphones, they're really nice. I tried Miari out, she's boring. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. She's not going to be a character for everyone. Ninja Kill lost to Lidia, so I can't downplay her under top 7. Is a fair bit more difficult only because of the 3 stances. I think that Lidia, like at her base as a character, is top 5 hardest characters in the game. But I also acknowledge that she is one of the, if not the easiest character to play against players who don't know the matchup. And there's evidence of that by virtue of the fact that I have a 90% win rate against Lidia online, because Lidia players at GOD, not really anyone in this chat, have gotten to GOD purely based off of grinding against people that don't know how to deal with Lidia, and then one and dunning people that do know the matchup, which unfortunately I see very commonly, even at high ranks, in quick match. I don't look at that stuff because that stuff is stupid mood, honestly. I fuck with this. I was super into the community besides Twitch streams. Yeah, that's fair. Staying away from the Tekken community is good. It's the most toxic community on the goddamn planet. It's worse than League. League top 1 when it comes to the waifu chart, which is in fact the only legitimate tier list. No, that's Miari. When Lydia's in Heat, she plays Tekken 8. When she's out of Heat, she plays classic Tekken. I find that fascinating. Oh my god, no. Lydia's fucking bullshit-ass, broken fucking garbage in her neutral. Lydia's neutral is the thing that makes her so strong and broken. It's not her Heat. Like, the people that upplay Lidia downplay her neutral. They're like, oh, her Heat is overpowered and her neutral is bad. No! The only reason that's the case is because you're losing to bad Lidia players. Her neutral is insane. While Rising 1 is stupid. From crouch down forward 3 is stupid. Back 1 is stupid. She has the best 14 frame punish in the game. She has the best 12 frame punish in the game. Surprised to see Fong stronger than Shaheen. No, okay. Again, top 10 potential and strong are two different things. Characters in top 10 potential can be, or in strong can be better than characters in top 10 potential. I think that the characters in strong have already found where their ceiling is going to be, no matter how long this game goes on for in the current balance state, and they're never going to be perceived as stronger than they are if you give it enough time. That's the difference. So, like, Shaheen could be, like, the 14th best character in the game, which would obviously make him stronger than these characters, but I don't think Shaheen has enough going on her, anything to discover to really push him past that ceiling and get him into the top 10. Shaheen's just such a basic character that I think that you kind of already know what's going on with him, and nothing's really going to make him break through into that top 10 point. Whereas a character like Yoshi, for example, has so much shit going on. A Yoshi player could be sitting there with the goddamn pen scribbling across their couch cushion and then find the Holy Grail, the new miracle of God that puts Yoshi in top 1. It's happened before. And he's already strong enough that it could easily happen. That's the difference. It's not like all of these characters in these tiers are around the same. Because this game is very well balanced. Both Reina and Lidia have the same issue of being really super vulnerable, being sidestepped, and Reina, most of her combos can be easily blocked. And the problem with Lidia is that she had ways to be able to mitigate that in Season 1, and then they just gave her and now all of the nuance of being able to deal with an opponent that size something is just gone. And even though you could deal with it back in Season 1 if you were a good Lidia player, now if you're a bad Lidia player, just go, and then you don't have to bother with any of the actual advanced concepts you need to know with Lidia to be able to deal with it. Now you just have a catch-all solution for sidestepping, and it's dumb. You don't need the one and done. They'll quit for you. Yeah, that is true. What should he even do? Down 2. So I thought I haven't heard that earlier. Thank you for telling me. I don't even remember what I told you, but no worries. That weird noise needs to be a sound clip. Let's wait for Season 3. Maybe Shaheen becomes top 5. Well, this is a Season 2 tier list, not a Season 3 tier list. By the way, again, this isn't a tier list that's supposed to be like, these characters are going to get buffed, these characters are going to get nerfed, or whatever. Every character in this game is going to get buffed with maybe 2 or 3 exceptions. Maurice's top 1 in waifu Tekken shot in Earth 3 times where Lidia, Zafina, and Ana never existed. Okay, I'm kind of with you when you say Zafina, but Mirai still clears. Hold on. All right, you know what? You want to... You've seen the... We've talked enough about the tier list. We've been sitting here for a while talking about tier lists. This is, like, the main thing to talk about when it comes to, Tekken stuff right now, because there's no content, because for some reason, there's still no news on Season 3. I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Waifu tier list, anyone? Seth played Counter-Strike and he thinks Tekken's more toxic. It is. I solo queued to Global Elite in Counter-Strike. Tekken is more toxic. It is. Close circle forward 4 should not guarantee launch on hit. That's too much. I agree. What should Fox changes be? The main one I want to see, in all honesty, is that the recovery time on 3-1 should be increased. Punishing that move is next to impossible when you duck it. And I feel like that's not intentional. Besides that, I don't know, make down 4 like 15 frames maybe instead of 14, but I don't know a lot that you can change with Falcon. I mean, he's fine. He's a bit obnoxious. He's really easy to play, but he's fine. I don't think that there's really a lot you have to nerf with him. He's in an okay spot. Plus, circle forward before was a mistake. They should maybe keep it homing, but they absolutely should remove the heat engager and stance transition. Give a guaranteed forward 1+2, and that's it. I agree. I 100% agree. You should become the messiah of tech and make videos like why you're wrong about insert character, why your labbing sucks. Well, I did that, and then it hurt a couple people's feelings, and then they tried to defame me and do all this odd dumb shit and harass me and came to my stream and into my comment section, and this is why I say that Tekken has the worst community ever made. Miai's getting buffed. God video games are going to be impossible. Yeah, they are. Get ready. I mean, next week, guys, the game's going to die next week. You aren't ready. I see into the future. I have a crystal ball. You aren't ready for what's going to happen next week. You solo queued in Counter-Strike. That explains why you're as fucked in that as I am. People think Dead by Daylight is a toxic cesspit for some reason. I never got death threats playing Dead by Daylight. Tekken players are on that level. It really is, yeah. Like, you don't see League players complaining about people playing the game and their opinions when they don't play League. Okay, maybe they do, actually. I don't know. At least I actually play the game for the most part. I'm actually ready to uninstall the game. Get those uninstalls ready, folks. This ain't gonna last long. I'm not a cult leader. What do you think about June -9 launcher? For me, it's a special move that a psych would make. Well, I think it's mostly fine because she takes damage when she does it, which is like, essentially she is punishing herself. So what's the difference between it being -9 and it being -10? You know, it's not really much of a difference. It's kind of the same thing. Except because it's -9, you get the punch and you get more frames that you can work with afterwards. So. Why does Miara have a mustache in the thumbnail? That's just her hair. This game will die. It's not much people online. Okay, that's insane to say it. There's not... Hold on. Saying there's not many people online is insanity. Tekken players would gatekeep you from a rank with people. That is true, though. Okay, Steam Charts has been down for the past 2 days, so that's... concerning. It has 5,000 people online right now. It peaked at almost 6,000. The game's doing fine. Just a month ago, it was getting 8,000. People are jaded by the game right now because Season 3 is right around the corner, so what's the point of playing? The game's doing fine. This is just PC as well. It doesn't even include console. It's okay. What the fuck? What is that tier list? It's my tier list. Is there a problem? Do you play June? No, I don't. I've never played June. People did that. What characters do you make videos about? Lidia. I made a video about Lidia. What did I witness for 2 seconds? You want to witness it for longer? There you go. Matchmaking is so broken. Hopefully they fix that annoying bug where you stop getting matches and need to reset. Yeah, I hope so, but I doubt it. I escaped that jail 12 years there. My condolences. Whenever June does her -9 launcher and you block it, June's own HP depletes. You just have to imagine the ghost of Asuka doing a 10-frame punish for you. Yeah, exactly. And she also gets gray health, so if you hit him with a low, it deletes the gray health. Asuka top 10, hell nah. I can't be agreeing with you this time, love you, but what the fuck? Okay. There you go. How's that? Is that better? Tekken isn't gonna get hit too hard. I think the Season 2 player drop was ultimately inevitable and largely consisted of people that were already going to drop the game when something new came out. Yeah, and again, the majority, like, people cite the petition. I'm getting rage baited. She's top 1. Here, I can make, there's that better. Hold on, actually. Here we go. Hold on. There is that better? Oh my god. That Lidia video was so insightful, I loved it. Thank you. Some type of content not single Lidia hater could ever do because they know nothing about Lidia. I mean, that was the thought. That's the same thing I was trying to do when I did the my top Lidia nerfs video. Like, no one could make that video who's complaining about Lidia because they don't understand the character as well as I do. Which, honestly, I should have done that from the beginning because it might have fueled the discussion a little bit more, but Fergus will marry you. Mirai top 5? Yes. Easily. Top 10 has 11 characters. Oh, yeah, let me fix that for you. June hurting herself with down forward 2, 1 plus 2 is actually her eating Asuka's 12 frame punch. June take 24 damage. It's almost double Asuka's 10 frame. Good to know. I never get matches, sets me at 4 a.m. when everyone in EU is sleeping. Just move. Turn the top gray in the vibe check and put Azucena there. Oh yeah, I got you. Sorry, I'll do this. That's funnier. Okay, this tier list is getting to... I'm keeping it up for engagement while I'm talking to the chat, but this tier list is now getting to a point where it's kind of ridiculous. Perfect. About to gift a sub. Asuka's pretty good, yeah, I heard, but she's overall meh. They're better characters. No, I agree. Like, I don't necessarily agree that Asuka is top 10, but I put her in top 10 because I do see the argument for her more than I would for my own arguments with other characters, if that makes sense. I think that, like, if Lydia's, like, 10th in the top 10, I think Asuka is, like, maybe 9th. You know what I mean? Like, they're both so close to the bottom and going down to here that, I mean... And again, like, there's a reason why there's so many characters in top 10 potential. Really putting characters in top 10 is kind of more of just, like, a vibe than anything. Because, like, again, all these characters could be top 10. Okay, not you. Or you. Well, I mean, maybe... No, it's whatever. You're here. Yeah. I think stuff like Elisa, Clive, or Victor, right? What people's idea of a character commonly outscope. Yeah. Usan wants your location. Not so strong characters, just not played enough and people lack experience with them. I'm with you on that with Miari, yeah. 100%. Locational skill issue. Yeah, just get a barrel location, nerd. Kunimitsu top 1. If Kunimitsu was on this list, I would do that because it would be very funny. Asuka deserves to be in top 5. I mean, look how strong she is. I hope okay. My opinion, Asuka's in top 3 strongest characters in the top 5 category. I disagree with that entirely. It's all a matter of opinion. I don't know why people take opinions to heart. There's a lot of people with different opinions. Because if you don't have the same opinion as me, then my own ego can't be stroked. So you're wrong. That's why. God forbid someone have an opinion in Tekken. Oh my god. Opinion? Here? In this game? In this community? Huh? Why, I never. Hi, love. How's the stream? What's the tier list? My tier list. It's kind of gotten a little bit all over the place because I've been fucking with it. Get ready for day one. Is Kunimitsu strong or not? Stupid ass question. Yep. It's going to be our -5. People are going to look at one of her outros and they're going to say, she's busted! I mean, they're already doing that. Like, we have only seen Kunimitsu's intro. We have seen her fucking intro. And people have been asking me, is Kunimitsu busted? Brother, I have seen her intro! How do you expect me to answer the question? Because she was in Tekken 7. Who gives a fuck if she was in Tekken? This is a different ass. This is a whole ass new game with a brand new fucking number. It's gone from 7 to 8. You understand? The number increased from number 7 to number 8. It's a different fucking game. How do you expect me to be able to judge her strength based on her fucking outfit? What do you want from me? Hello? She did a goddamn intro, and people are seriously out here saying, the Tekken experts over here, the people that are like, I know everything about the game and I'm better than everyone, are sitting here like, she's broken! The broken character is back! Why is anyone excited for the broken character? You know what? Because I'm not a dipshit like you are. I can look at a character and be like, she's going to be different in the new game. You know why? Because number go up! Number go from 7 to 8. People are really latching on to the ghosts of the past, and they're like, oh my god, I couldn't deal with Kunimitsu's down forward 3-2 in Tekken 7, so she's gonna be broken in this game, and I'm gonna hate my life. Go to a goddamn therapist! Oh my god, people were seriously, when she was released, like, oh my god, the broken top 5 character in Tekken 8, we got a new top 5, I saw her intro, it's over for everyone rejoicing is the enemy, burn them at the stake. Motherfucker, you have you have the brain of a goddamn ant. You understand? Your brain is as smooth as my goddamn control. You see how smooth this thing is? You see how smooth I can glide my hand over it? This is your brain. This is your brain. And notice as well, it's not gray. There's no gray anywhere on this thing. It's all red. It's all of it is just red, no gray whatsoever, not capable of any intelligent thought, no critical thinking, no cognitive functions, just red, smooth and red. That's all it is. Why are you trying to ask me how strong she is? We've seen her fucking intro. Anyway, sorry for crashing out. Hope you're all doing well. So you can rest in the good feeling of expressing your thoughts and hot fully. The haters will be there, but don't let it stop you from creating some of the best content in the Tekken community. The community needs bright minds like you and more positive approaches. Aw, thank you. That's a very funny comment after the rant that I just went on after that crash out. But that's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you. People wonder why you don't like the community with those dumbass questions. Exactly! Like, people ask me that, and they're like, how can you be excited for Kunimitsu when she's going to be broken in this game? Brother! 7 to 8! 7! 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. I'm strong as Kuni in Tekken. I'm going to come to your fucking house, and I'm going to choke you. That's a joke, by the way. Please don't ban me, Twitch. Seth, please, character vehicle tier list before Tekken or before season 3. I did forget about that. I'm sorry. I'm shocked Zafina's so low. I thought your opinion with her was that she was top 10, if I remember correctly. I think she's really strong, but I also rationalized that part of the reason I think that is because the characters I play are bad matchups into her. And I also recognize that Zafina's going to have some really bad matchups that are difficult to deal with, so I don't feel like I can judge the character fairly and appropriately based on the characters that I play. And my opinion is skewed and very biased because of who I play, so therefore I think that Zafina is probably a little bit weaker than I lead her on to be because of my own bias with the characters that I play, and I recognize that that's not the entire game. So that's crashing out over people judging Kuni's potential strength in Tekken 8 because of Tekken 7, but we all know that if Unknown were to not be there during the Australia, he loses. No, dude, I did. Well, I didn't lose my mind, but you know, you should know. If you watch that, I shut up. I stopped talking. I leaned back like this. If I ever stop talking, that's how you know that I am upset. That I'm truly upset. Is Roger Jr. busted in Tekken 8? I'm going to fucking... I need a weapon! Where's a weapon? Where's my hammer? Where's my fucking hammer? Brew, thank you for the €5. Did the TTS play and did I miss it? I don't know. Okay, Seth, now power scale Kuni based on her intro. Hit myself because I want your take on this. Will people be like that in Tekken 9's future? Oh no, Brian's in the game. Yes. 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 Yes, they will be. They always will be. They always will be. So check out my redeem. I have this on my laptop, so I'm not going to be able to play it on stream, but let me take a look. Rue, thank you for the €5. Is Kuni going to be busted? Stop downplaying Lidia. Stop upplaying me Ari. Why is S character on the tier list? Why no ranked? This is legitimately what happens in my day-to-day. It's not even a joke. I know that's supposed to come off as a joke. This is just my day-to-day. Every day. It's genuinely true. Thank you so much, Rue, for the €5. Where's my... That's not... The bell. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, thank you. Is Julia busted in Tekken 8? That estimates the intelligence of Tekken players with control so everyone knows that no one can control their brain with a controller. Something like that. Oh, yeah. It's that fucking, like that lemon guy that goes like, unacceptable! Yeah. 100% accurate.
Dziękuję.
Let's with the 25 bits. Oh, no, I forgot the other 25. It's okay. I got you. I got you. No worries. Thank you for the salt. It is necessary at this point. BTS? There you go. I didn't even read it. I just played it. Is Sophia top 10 Tekken 9?
Going to throw bets and so Rue doesn't get scammed.
Seth, is Kuni
Dziękuję.
gonna be busted? Is this the top 8? Stop downplaying Lidia. Stop upplaying Myri. Why is X character on that tier? Why no ranked? The
voices in my head, the voices in my head, the voices in my head, they don't stop, they never stop, they'll never stop, they keep going and going, and they keep telling me to do things, and they keep telling me things that aren't true, and I know that they're not true, but they're gaslighting me, and they're convincing me that they are true, and I'm just going to go insane, I'm never going to stop, the voices in my head don't stop, the voices in my head don't stop, the voices in my head don't stop. Ah! Thank you, Asal, for the 50 salt. Thank you, thank you. Also, fuck, I forgot 40 minutes and there was a birthday. Happy birthday. I'm 17 minutes late. God damn it. Happy birthday. I completely forgot and I feel terrible about it. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Crip. Yeah, this has been... Wait, who? Crip and Lissetto. Both celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday. I was just going off on a tangent and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't forget, I just wasn't paying attention to the time. AKOP. You know what? True. He goes in not ordered tier. All right, let's get off of this now. I think we've talked enough about character tiers. Let's get off of this. Waifu tier. You know what? I should just do a general Tekken tier list, not just a Tekken 8 tier list. How about that? Mixing it up. What the fuck is this? Is this updated? It's not. It doesn't have Miari on it. I don't think. Oh, no, it does. Okay, this is updated. This might still be missing characters. Dang, I joined late. It's been a while for the crash out, yeah. Anyway. I want to ask something I may regret. Is Asuka parry really OP? I see Clive's Athena's armor pulls show that side steps moving more because Asuka's can do is at -6 frames. I think it's a little bit overtuned, but the main reason isn't because of the actual parry itself. It's that 0 on block and it's 24 frames, which makes reacting to it and ducking it really hard. Like, June's is exactly the same, but June's is like 28 frames or something, so it's a lot easier to react to and duck. So she's actually taking a risk to do it. Asuka could just throw that out for free. If it clips the opponent without the parry, she gets combo. If she gets the parry, she gets combo. If it gets blocked, it's still 0. And so, I don't think it's inherently, like, broken or anything, but... Okay, waifu tier list. I mean, we need to make one thing clear, like, right out of the gate. Miari tier. Where is she? Here she is. Boom. Just like that. What do we got now? This tier list is going to make a lot of people mad. I'm just going to be real with you. Elisa is probably like an A. Anna, I don't like. B. Asuka... Asuka's probably an A. Azucena is, like, kind of annoying. Christy is meh. D. Devil Kazumi doesn't count. Okay, maybe Devil Kazumi does count. Devil Kazumi... Devil Kazumi is probably a little bit too crazy, let's be real here. Like, I know we could meme, like, oh my god, S tier, but no. Robot in A. You know what? Just for you. Anyway, Eliza, S. What else do we got? Josie, S. In fact, Josie's in Miari tier, actually. Julia, ignoring the streamer shit, A. June, or at, yeah, the streamer Julia is A. Normal Julia is S. June, S. Kazumi, A. Katarina, awful, a terrible character, hate her, don't come back ever. Normal Kunimitsu. The first Kunimitsu has no personality because she was in older games. At least this Kunimitsu has personality. Yeah. Katarina D. Yeah, I hate Katarina. I'm sorry. I just hate her. Too crazy or of weak mindset. Yep. Anna's the best wife. Yeah, I knew this was immediately going to go wrong when I put Anna in B, but I don't like her.
I want milk.
Kunimama's B. To be clear, the only reason why I put Kunimitsu 1 in B and Kunimitsu 2 in A is because Kunimitsu 2 actually has a personality, whereas Kunimitsu 1 doesn't. Kunimitsu 1 for the entirety of Tekken is more of like a side character than anything. That's why I don't like her. Lidia, S. Lily, like, honestly, Lily's kind of a C tier. She seems obnoxious and really fucking annoying. Lucky Chloe is just a bitch. She's like solid D tier. Miharu, legitimately, like, probably an S tier character. You know, she has personality, even though she was only in one game and she has a likable personality. Yeah, maybe A tier, though, actually, because it was Tekken 4. I think that if you had, like, the way I'm thinking about it, I think that if you had Miharu in a modern Tekken game, that takes place a couple of years because like with Xiao Yu, for instance, you know, Xiao Yu, if we're thinking about Tekken 4 as well, is like C or D tier. But in Tekken 8, she's more of like an A or S tier. You know what I mean? And I think Miharu is the same way, where if we look at it in Tekken 4, she's like down here. But if you had her in Tekken 8, she'd probably be more up here. I'm just going to put her in A. She's in 2 games. Tag 2 doesn't count. I like Miharu, though, because she's very down to earth. She, like, when you play Miharu in Tekken 4, one of her intros is just like, why the fuck am I here? And I love that. Tag 2 counts because it has JC. Well, JC is just Julia, so. Who else do we have here? Master Raven, hater. Michelle, S. Nina, hater. Sorry, I do. I'm sorry. That's gonna piss a lot of people off, but I really don't like her. Reina, kind of a manipulative bitch, but also if she likes you, then it's kind of fine. A. What else we got? Zafina. Kind of the same thing as Reina, but I'm putting her in S. Unknown is just June. Oh, it's June's sister. Not anymore. Is that it? She doesn't count. You're not a Tekken character. Oh, I've completely missed JC. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as Julia, right? Like, these all grouped up in one category. Yeah. I think that's it. Now, you might also be asking, Angel. What about Angel? Angel is Kazuya. Angel is literally just Kazuya. It's Kazuya's subconscious.
Reina to dominate me.
It's the same as, like, Devil Jin.
Is there a problem with wanting Miari's toes in your mouth?
Reina can't step on me, sorry. What do you mean?
I want Mommy June. I want milk.
What's Nina higher than Anna? I'm reporting this channel for terrorism. Oh, no, that's not happening. Like, Anna is 100% better than Nina, but I don't really care for either of them. Smash or pass? That's what this tier is for. Can you put Roger's mom in a new tier code? If you were a kangaroo, she seems great. You know what? Yeah, what I can do, hold on for you real quick. Row below, I can add an E tier just for you, and I can put Roger in there, and I could put Panda in there. Actually, I'm gonna make this Z tier. Where's Panda? Bears aren't on this list, huh? Yeah, I don't see any bears. There you go. Any changes that I'd make? Yeah, I mean, legitimately, Elise is probably A. No, I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is good. Being Miska is a big sell. Lydia is my top one. I mean, for I think most Lydia players, Lydia is their top one. I'm the exception. Shouldn't be that be S then for Smash? S plus. Julian S tier twice, definitive winner. It's more because I was asked to than anything else. Like, really, if we remove JC, it's more like this. I'm surprised you put Master Raven. I hate Master Raven. I hate the concept behind her. I hate how she looks. I hate how she sounds. And that's mainly her voice actress. And I'm sorry to her voice actress, but her voice is just so flat. It has no personality behind it. And she just sounds like a Raven fanboy that's trying way too hard. I do not like her at all. Raven is 1,000 times better. Master Raven was a mistake. I do not like her. Where the fuck is Panda? I don't know. Like, Panda, the bears aren't on this tier list at all for some reason. At least take out base Julia and keep JC the fuck. You know what? Actually, that's true because Tekken 7 Julia gets bumped down a tier to A. So yeah, you're 100% correct. Do it like, actually, if we're going to do it like that, then do it like this because this is more representing Julia before Tekken 7 and this is Julia in Tekken 7. So there you go. Don't know how it hurts to listen to Katarina as a Brazilian. I'm sorry, I just don't like her. I think that she's lame. To me, she feels like a Karen. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just, yeah. I hate her too. Her voice is terrible. For me, it really is the voice. I think Master Raven could have been cool with the right voice actress, but they really missed the ball with who they casted for her. Bands aren't on the list. Are you blind? I mean, yes, but where? Oh, found it. Give you for that Katarina with Lidia and S. Panda with a hat. It's true. Yeah, I think the one thing with Miharu is, again, Miharu could potentially be S, but she would need to actually be in a mainline Tekken game for me to be able to make that decision. This is really just like me assuming, me guessing based on Tekken 4. I recently played older games 1 to 3, and I like the first one the most. You see modern games with more positive aspects. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's just like modern game bad or anything like that. This list shows me that we need more female. We really do. I mean, there aren't a lot of women in Tekken. Even on tier list, you're guessing Tekken 8 is done. I'm getting mixed even in this tier list. But yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at. We can also do this. Here's an odd one we can do. Hold on. This is tier list day. Damn, this doesn't feel right. 1 second. This is better. Give me a second. I'm verifying stuff real quick. I think... Yeah, this one is better. All right. Part 2. Soul Calibur. Tekken players hate women. We know this to be true. True. At least only at because robot discrimination. Also true. Oh, at A because of robot discrimination. Yeah, that's 100% what it is. No, if anything, that bumps Elisa up a tier. Put Josie highest because of her personality. You know, that one time when she cried and then cried more. And shut up. Okay, what do we got for this? Well, I'm gonna start with... Actually, you know what? We're gonna wait for 2B. Amy, obviously D tier. Like, what the fuck? Cassandra. Cassandra's annoying as shit. I don't like her. C tier. I know that's gonna offend a lot of people, but whatever. Elysium is just the embodiment of Soul Calibur taking on the persona of Sophitia and to trick Patroclus into thinking that Elysium is actually his dead mom. No. Ivy. I think, like, I'm not an Ivy fan, but if you look at Ivy's story, she's actually fine. Like, Ivy has actually a fine personality. It's just more that, like, I don't like her personality in game, but she's actually kind of fine. Leisha's like... She's like fine. Don't really have a problem with it. Natsu. I actually like Natsu's personality quite a bit. Pyrrha. I mean, this is just malfested pure. I mean, it's like D tier easily. Normal pure is like fine, whatever, but who cares? What else do we got? Songmina. I mean, Songmina's a little bit annoying and a little bit stupid, but she goes B. Setsuka. Setsuka's easy S. Sophitia's easy S. Taki. Dude, you're all going to be like, Taki is S tier because she's hot. Dude, her personality is like a fucking chalkboard. C tier. Talum D tier, obviously. Tira is D tier. She just kill you. The tier pros are going to be mad at me about that. Xianghua is a solid A tier, if not S tier. And then Hilda's like whatever. Oh, and then Viola. I mean, Viola is just Amy, but brainwashed. Definitely better than Amy, but still like has no personality at all. Is that everyone? I feel like there's something missing. Oh yeah, 2B. I'm gonna make people mad with this one. Now this you can call discrimination. Put Dampier in S? No, absolutely not. Ivy in B is criminal. I know, but I don't like her. So, see, you all in here are Tekken players, so you're all looking at like, oh, Ivy looks hot. You don't know the story of the fucking game. You don't know the story of the characters like I do. Natsu higher. You want Natsu in S? You know what? I think I can put Leisha in A. I think that's fair. I think Leisha clears all of these characters in B. Taki E tier, Taki S, Taki C. Hello, by the way. Hi, Dina. You're all saying, oh, why are you putting Taki in C? Because you all just look at her and you're like, oh my god, I can see her nipples through her outfit. So she's hot because she has big boobs and she jumps around all over the place and she can jump on top of me. She has the personality of a fucking chicken. She just sits there and she goes, caw, 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 and that's all she does. She's annoying as shit. And she doesn't do anything. She's not interesting. She's just there. Okay, fuck it, Duvaldo. I don't think I have the power to do that. I thought about A as well. I think, like, 2B is fine, but I think she's really overrated. I mean, I play Nier. You know, I know the story and everything, but she is... I mean, at the end of the day, 2B is just, like... She's... I'm trying how... Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to unintentionally spoil Nier, but she's 2B. You know what I mean? It's not... The story of Nier. That's what I'm trying to get at. Put Taki in the bin. I mean, I'm not going to put her down here. You know, I'm not going to put her down here with the person that will murder you when they look at you. The children, Omega Peer, who again will just kill you, and then an intangible object. Like, it's not that bad, but... The fuck have I missed in Soul Calibur? A lot. Link in S tier. Link is not going on the tier list. Did I miss anyone? Do the viewer tier list. Put the character in any bracket and let people decide. If you see one spam, move the character up. If you see two spam, move it lower. Mix and it stays. That might be a little bit too difficult for me. Also, I don't know if chat's ever going to be able to come to a consensus. And if we do that, it's going to take forever. I like the idea, but it's just, yeah. Ivy's my go. I never played a Soul Calibur before. Fair enough. Seeing Darth Vader there looks so fucking funny. It does, right? And Spawn, he's just, ooh. What's her story? So I'm not keeping up with the chat. Whose story are you referring to? Sesujin, I love Soul Calibur characters. There's so much personality. Also, Sesujin saying her personality is Mel when putting 75% on the Soul Calibur female roster. Yeah, I mean, you want to know what characters I play? I play these two in D tier. I play Talum and Tira. And then the rest of the characters I play are men. I know, they're men. The other characters I play, where the fuck is he? Is he not on this list? Oh my god, he's not on this list. They're not on this list. Oh, here it is. I play Huang. I play Hamaru. I mean, I guess I play 2B, which is an A, but... Taki goes in the bin with Tira. Tira might kill me, but I'll kill myself hanging out with Taki. You know what? That's reasonable. You play men, this... I know, right? Crazy. Ivy's? Ivy is, essentially... the same as Kazuya. She's essentially exactly the same as Kazuya. Well, no, she's more like Reina. She's exactly the same as Reina. Basically, Ivy's story is that when Cervantes was in possession of Soul Edge wanted to have a child so that Soul Edge's power could run through someone's bloodline. And so that way, if Soul Edge was ever destroyed, Soul Edge still had the ability to not only have a child as a host, but also so that that person could possess Soul Edge if Cervantes died. And so Ivy was that child. Ivy is Soul Edge's daughter, essentially. So again, pretty much a similar story as like Reina or Kazuya, where they are children of the Hachijos who have the devil gene. And it is also a reasonable possibility that if you connect the two timelines, that Ivy is like patient zero of the devil gene, essentially. And the other thing is, too, we don't know who Ivy's mother actually is. We only know that her father is Cervantes, who was possessed by Soul Edge. So it could be that Ivy's mother is a Hachijo, because they've never confirmed that. Now, the chances of that being the case when Cervantes is in Spain is pretty low, but Cervantes is also a pirate, so he sails across the world, so it's also not impossible, but that's basically what it is. She essentially is patient zero of the devil gene, but in Soul Calibur's story. Anyway, that's my list. That's my waifu tier list. I hope you don't agree with it, so that way... No, actually, I need you to agree with it so the characters become more popular. Anyway. I don't remember why I was in the chat, so I'm trying to catch up. The rest of the characters they play men, why do you have to get so close to the mic? Oh, because people won't believe me. Their ears are going to perk up if I say that I actually play a male character, because people think I only play women, which isn't true. It's just I happen to only play women in Tekken because the men in Tekken are lame as fuck. The card guy, what's his name? Talking about Soul Calibur, that's Huang. I'm so sad Necrod's stuck in Soul Calibur 2 forever. He's a funny little dude. So Necrod is dead. Talum killed Necrod. That's real. That's the real story. That's the real lore. Talum came across Necrod and saw that Necrod was suffering, so she decided to kill him to cleanse him. That's not, I'm not making that up. That's real lore. That's fucking rude of her. Well, Necrod asked. That's the thing. Like, Talum has the ability to be able to directly talk to spirits and gods. And so Necrod obviously does a blah, 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 blah thing. But Talum could actually understand Necrod, and Necrod was basically asking for her to kill him. So Talum killed him. Necrod's fucking dead. That's cool. I remember you saying a while ago that Soul Edge was destroyed or something like that. In case they make another Soul Calibur, would they follow that? Probably. Like, you want to know I could listen to you explain the whole Soul Calibur lore. You want to know what my running theory is on the connection between Soul Calibur and Tekken, why Soul Calibur is not ever brought up in Tekken? I think the reason why that's the case, and, you know, there's a not interesting thing in Tekken as well. When you have the scene in Tekken 8 where they're all like around explaining like the devil gene and how it spreads or anything. I think like Leo or Leo's father or someone says that the phenomenon has never been seen before in history, which is not true. Because the thing that happens with Azazel and spraying like the devil gene and everything is the exact same thing that happens with Soul Edge and the Malfestin. So saying that at first when I saw it was like, that's weird. Why are they saying that? I think that the entirety of the Soul Calibur timeline has been completely erased from the history books in Tekken by the Fuma clan. So that people like Reina don't get the bright idea of trying to find Soul Edge or activate the devil gene, because that's what was happening with like Cervantes and Yoshimitsu. And basically throughout the entire timeline in Tekken 8, there was always this cat and mouse game of like people trying to find and take Soul Edge and then people trying to hide it. And like even the entire Chinese government, like the reason, like Xianghua's story, for instance, in Soul Calibur stems from the entire Chinese government trying to locate and possess Soul Edge. And so my thinking, my theory, is that the reason why none of that stuff ever comes up in Tekken, even though it will be a significant point in world history, and why it doesn't come up in like the backstory behind like when Tekken 8 happens and everything, is because it's been completely erased from the history books by the Fuma clan, the Guardians of Soul Calibur. And so what is my proof for this? My proof for this is Kunimitsu, as weird as that might sound. So, in Soul Calibur, like in Yoshimitsu's lore in Soul Calibur, the Fuma clan was like secretly plotting against the Manji clan and the Manji village, because the Manji clan, the Manji village, had magical powers that allowed them to be able to like control people's minds, manipulate people, summon clones of themselves, do all of this weird mystical shit, to a point where even the warlord of Japan, Oda Nobunaga, was scared of them, and that's why Oda Nobunaga killed the entire Manji clan, or the Manji village. It wasn't a clan at that point. And when he did that, the Fuma clan were working with him secretly and had infiltrated the Manji village to sabotage it so that Oda Nobunaga could destroy the village and kill everyone there. Because if Oda Nobunaga fought them by himself, he wouldn't have been able to win. Yoshimitsu, by himself, came back to the village while it was being destroyed, took on the entire army of thousands of people by himself single-handedly, and the only thing that happened to him was he lost an arm. That's why he has the prosthetic arm in Soul Calibur and Tekken. But he took on thousands of people by himself without having any special powers. He's just a normal human in the Manji village, and he was able to take on the entire army by himself. So if he can do that by himself, then having an entire village, an entire small army of people, he won't stand a chance. So because of that, the Fuma clan sabotaged the Manji clan to take them down, because they saw them as a threat to world peace. And part of the reason for that is because the Manji clan was able to infuse shards of Soul Edge into their weapons. So Yoshimitsu's sword, even in Tekken, is infused with a fragment of Soul Edge, because that's just something that the Manji clan did and was able to do to make them more powerful and to facilitate their magic powers. So when we move over into modern times, if we take this assumption that the Fuma clan is trying to erase the history of what happened during the events of Soul Calibur to try erasing Soul Edge from the world so that people don't try to pursue it and people don't try to take it like they did back in the past, the only thing that's remaining that the Fuma clan doesn't have control of, that's a remnant of that, is Yoshimitsu's sword. And they're aware of that because in Tekken 6, the Fuma clan give him a weapon to be able to control Soul Edge, because at the end of the day, if he loses control of it and he turns into Nightmare, that's going to be bad for everyone. So if they can't get control of the sword, they can at least try to temper it with their own blade that's infused with Soul Calibur. So when it comes to Kunimitsu's story, Kunimitsu tried to steal Yoshimitsu's sword. And what was the reason for it? Because her grandma wanted her to. Her grandma was like, I'm really interested in that strange little sword Yoshimitsu has. Can you steal it and give it to me? And so if you think about that context of what the Fuma clan's doing, why would Kunimitsu's grandmother be so interested in some random dude's sword that no one in the world even really knows about because they keep secret in the middle of nowhere? Who's going to know about his sword? Like, think about it plot-wise. Who would know about Yoshimitsu's sword? The Fuma clan would, right? They're the only ones that would know. So, wouldn't it make sense if Kunimitsu's grandma was actually one of the members of the Fuma clan or one of the guardians of Soul Calibur and had tasked the first Kunimitsu with stealing Yoshimitsu's sword to be able to get rid of that last piece of Soul Edge that's left in the world so they can completely erase it from history, which is ultimately like the Fuma clan's goal since the beginning. And so then when you look at the second Kunimitsu, it stems from the same thing. But Kunimitsu ended up marrying another ninja, and we don't know where that ninja is from. But if that other ninja, if Kunimitsu's husband is also from the Fuma clan and convinces the second Kunimitsu to do the same thing, wouldn't that make sense? Oh, your mother is dying and she's been wanting that sword for so long. She doesn't want the sword. Her grandmother wanted the sword. So that is my theory on the background lore and that Kunimitsu. And the other thing as well, Kunimitsu in Tekken 7 happens to have a lot of Taki moves, which also leads into the theory of her father being from the Fuma clan, if you think about it thematically, right? Because, like, her set up forward 4, for example, is Taki's air grab in Soul Calibur. Her up 3 is Taki's 8B plus K. Like, she has a couple of moves that are taken from Taki, and why would they do that unless thematically they're trying to hint at the fact that there is a connection there? So that's my theory. Neckard asked on the same level. Ivy needs to be naked to talk to a sword. They wrote bullshit, and I hate them for it. Well, that's actually not. So that Soul Calibur 2 lore, they retconned that in Soul Calibur 6. Now she's just like that to be like that. But she doesn't have any more like a greater connection to the sword if she's naked. That's not a thing anymore. They completely like retcon that, thankfully. So did Manji dudes remove their arms because Soul Edge infused weapons, or is that just a Yoshi thing? No, that's just a Yoshi thing. So basically, the fact that Yoshimitsu has a prosthetic in Tekken is the proof that the Soul Calibur timeline and Tekken timeline are the same. Because the way that Yoshimitsu's blade works is it possesses the malevolent soul of the first Yoshimitsu that is trying, also hi Remy, that is trying to take control of Yoshimitsu in the same way that like the Devil Gene and Devil Jin is trying to take control of Jin. It's the exact same thing. But the reason why Yoshimitsu was able to control it and seal it is because when that event happened, Sophitia just so happened to be right there with Yoshi, and Sophitia had the same power as June does, and so Sophitia was able to cleanse Yoshimitsu to allow him to be able to fight this malevolent apparition that was trying to kill him and take over his soul.
A happy 10 months.
Squiddy,
didn't
thank you for the
realize it's
10
been
months.
that long
I didn't
time.
realize it's been that long. It's been a very long time. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, thank you. I'm doing all right. How are you? It's good to see you. But because that... So basically what ends up happening is that the way that the Yoshimitsu sword gets sealed, like the soul edge that Yoshimitsu possesses gets sealed, is for a couple of reasons. One, it's because of Sophidia's powers to be able to cleanse evil. But two, it's also because of Yoshimitsu's manji powers that gives him control over the spirits. And so, because of that, Yoshimitsu sealed the demon in the sword by naming him Yoshimitsu because he recognized that the spirit within the sword was just a reflection of himself and his own hatred and anger for Oda Nobunaga murdering his entire village. And so it's that moment of recognition that allows him to be able to seal the sword. But in order for that seal to be able to remain, the future Yoshimitsus need to be able to recognize that spirit as being the malevolent aura of the first Yoshimitsu. And so when the sword gets passed down from person to person, the previous Yoshimitsu is killed by the next Yoshimitsu in line, and then by killing that Yoshimitsu, their soul gets, like, what's the best way to put this? Put into the next Yoshimitsu, and that allows the seal to be able to remain, and because of that, the next Yoshimitsu takes on the form of the previous Yoshimitsu, and that includes the severed hand. So when the Yoshimitsu sword passes down from one Yoshimitsu to another, their hand is lost. It is like all of the skin and the flesh and everything is burned off, and it turns to bone so that the next Yoshimitsu can take on the form of the previous Yoshimitsu to allow the seal to be able to continue on the demon inside of the sword. That's why Yoshimitsu doesn't have an arm. That's why he doesn't have a hand.
Toes in your mouth.
Is because of how the sword is passed down from one to another and how the seal remains. And that's why the Yoshimitsu in Tekken also has a prosthetic arm. It's not because it got cut off. It's because when he killed the previous Yoshimitsu and took on the role of Yoshimitsu, that is part of that process, is that you end up losing your arm because the first Yoshimitsu lost his arm, and it's also symbolism of the hatred that the malefic Yoshimitsu spirit inside the sword has for Oda Nobunaga, because he lost that arm fighting Oda Nobunaga back in the 1600s. So it's also a part of that as a reminder, I guess, of why the sword has to be passed down the way it is. He divorced Yoshi and got half his stuff. Out of curiosity, Seth, would Slay the Spire 2 run with trusted viewers be possible? I'm more of a solo kind of guy because I like taking my time and I like being able to read through stuff and just going at my own pace. Tom's the shortest female in Soul Calibur roster, and why did the devs name her tall? I'm not sure them. Are they stupid? They might be. Fuma, as in like Kotaro Fuma? No, it's a different thing. So out here gaslighting himself about long-term storytelling between two franchises while he literally got gaslit Tekken 8 story that Seiryu saved Heihachi from lava, even though we saw him splash in Tekken 7. Shut up! I'm doing good. That's good to hear. Having online classes right now, so it's fun playing while I'm at class, but I ain't understanding nothing. No, I mean, that's good. Hey, being able to do our stuff while you're in class is great. I love the Yoshi lore. I do want to make a video talking about like a proper full-on video talking about Yoshi lore, but it'd be long as shit because it would have to be like, I want to make a video when Kunimitsu comes out where I talk about like a fully produced proper video talking about Yoshi's lore and Kunimitsu's lore. But the problem with that is it'd be long as fuck because I have to go through the entirety of the Soul Calibur Yoshi lore, including all of the stuff that happens in Soul Calibur 6, the thing with Oda Nobunaga, Yoshimitsu trying to get revenge and kill Oda Nobunaga, even though during the time of Soul Calibur 6, Oda Nobunaga's actually dead. The whole thing I just talked about the sword being passed down, Yoshimitsu being killed by Cervantes, going into like the 1920s with Dr. Boskanovich, talking about how Elisa died, Dr. Boskanovich's whole, like, I guess, arc that he had after his daughter died with like the experimentations with the jack units, trying to preserve Elisa's body in cryosleep, trying to implant a human soul onto the jack unit that we see throughout Tekken, going into like the main Tekken games with Yoshimitsu and his relation to Boskanovich and how that leads to Brian and how Boskanovich uses Brian for human experimentation and not to help him so that he can try to get further into resurrecting his daughter, and how that turns Brian against Dr. Boskanovich, and the entire Manji clan kills the Manji clan, which leads to the same cycle from the first Yoshimitsu of Oda Nobunaga, and then Yoshimitsu's determination to be able to kill Brian, and the whole thing with Kunimitsu that I just talked about erasing the past history of Soul Calibur and trying to take Yoshimitsu's sword, and then Yoshimitsu turning into Nightmare because he's losing control of his sword because of Brian, and it's like, and then the whole thing at the end of Tekken 8 with Heihachi as well, and why he ditches the sword fighting Heihachi because he doesn't want to risk Heihachi obtaining the sword. And it's like, it's a lot, man. The Yoshimitsu needs his own goddamn game. I mean, he does. Yoshimitsu is actually derived from another Bandai Namco game, at least in Tekken 1. 2-hour lore video. No, exactly. That's the problem, right? If I made a video talking about Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu's lore, it would legitimately be like over an hour long if I explained everything. And then editing that as well, it's a big project that I really want to do, but I would have to explain, like, Yoshimitsu is so interconnected with everything. I would have to explain like the entirety of Soul Calibur lore. I would have to explain the lore of Taki and the Fuma clan. I would have to explain the lore of Dr. Boskanovich. I would have to explain the lore of Elisa. I would have to explain part of the lore with Ogre, because part of like the whole thing with reviving Elisa had to do with Ogre's blood. I would have to explain Kunimitsu. I would have to explain the different Yoshimitsus and the process between passing all of them down. I would have to explain the background on Brian. I would have to explain Dr. Abel. I would have to explain like why it's the case that Brian didn't just like actually kill everyone and then storm off and was like, I have unlimited power. Like the actual thing that happened between Tekken 4 and Tekken 5 and why Brian like killed everyone and then left is because he understood that Boskanovich wasn't trying to help him. He was actually experimenting on him. And after Brian being a human experimentation for Dr. Abel for however many years after he died in Hong Kong, that it made Brian feel like he was being betrayed again and taken advantage of, and that's why he went berserk and killed everyone. Honestly, valid crash out on his part. And then again, the whole thing with like the Fuma blade and Azazel's awakening, and I mean, even just explaining the outline is taking me 10 minutes. So yeah, it would be a lot. How do you like Slay the Spire, by the way? It's great. I think it's fantastic. I love when gameplay things like Yoshi doing the helicopter explained in the lore, right? I do too. Imagine having a parallel between Oh Nobunaga and Crazy Corrupt Cop Guy. Yeah, this is genuinely true. There's an Ogamiari might was more interesting. It did look nice. Make a series if you're low on content. It's a series that I've wanted to do, but the problem is because there's like actually no gameplay footage or cutscenes for fucking anything between Tekken and Soul Calibur, it will be really difficult to produce in an engaging way. Says it's gonna go all that blasted slamming on his chamber with Manji Lord just to manifest the connection of Soul Calibur and Tekken into our consciousness. I mean, the connection is there. 10 hours of fun Yoshimitsu facts to fall asleep to. Pretty much. The connection is there. I mean, like, if... Hold on. Because you all think I might be a little bit crazy. Let me... Hold on. Just to give you a small little look into one little bit of information that confirms everything I'm saying and proves that I'm not a fucking crazy man when it comes to the connection between like Yoshimitsu's sword and Soul Edge and the Devil Gene and everything. Hold on. So, like, when I'm talking about, like, the ending of, like, Tekken 8 and why, and the and very important part about the ending of Tekken 8, where Yoshimitsu, like, ditches his sword. Like, if you actually look at the cutscenes and the gameplay, one, Yoshimitsu never goes in the heat when playing against you as Heihachi in the campaign, and in the cutscene when he gets knocked away, he doesn't have his sword at all. He's just completely dropped it. And two, the connection I'm talking about here. Here's the Tekken 6 scenario campaign with Devil Jin. Here. Just look at the dialogue for this real quick. Devil Jin, this evil energy, he's talking to Yoshimitsu right now. The evil energy is pleasing to the senses. You demon, you must have been drawn here by this evil sword. And then Devil Jin is trying to take the sword because it would enhance his power, you know? And it's the same with Heihachi, and this is why I have the theory that that's why Yoshimitsu didn't use his sword at all against Heihachi and let go of it so Heihachi wouldn't take it, because if he did, it has the same, it's like it has the same effect. It like resonates, I'm trying to say, with the Devil Gene, which to me implies that it's another part of Azazel's power, because otherwise why would it be compatible like that? And why can Devil Jin sense it? You know what I mean? And that's just one of many examples. Like, if I look at, there's another one as well. This is going to be a little bit longer to be able to get up, but, 1 second. I gotta find this here. Yeah, here we go. So in the scenario campaign as well, if I remember this correctly, when Yoshimitsu fights Azazel in the scenario campaign, obviously never happened, isn't canon. This is the dialogue. This unholy miasma, what is it? And then it's Azazel. Raven saying some bullshit, no one cares. Oh, is this where they go and fight? But yeah, they sense Azazel. It seems we've set foot in a place to which earthly laws no longer apply. I am Azazel, rectifier of all things. I'm a chicken, blah, 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 blah. You speak as though you are a god, foul demon. Mankind bound me to subjugation, blah, 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 blah. Lord, I'm a chicken. Silence, demon, my soul cries out to defeat you. Which would be like, you know, the first Yoshimitsu, I guess, is what they're trying to get at here. So, interesting thing about this is that Yoshimitsu specifically here calls him a foul demon. And in Soul Calibur 6, which obviously came out after Tekken 6, like 6 or 7 years after or something, Yoshimitsu says this to every character that either does actively possess Soul Edge or has possessed Soul Edge, and only to those characters. He says, this is what he says. And only the characters that are in possession of Soul Edge, so if we're assuming the connection to Azazel's power, this is what he says. The same line of dialogue that he says to Azazel in the Tekken 6 scenario campaign. Which, to me, implies a bit of a connection. So, you know, I could, there's more. I could go on and on. But when you all say, like, oh, the writing for Tekken is so terrible because they brought Heihachi back, like, yes, that was stupid. But there is a lot of interesting stuff when you dig into it. Never actually heard Tekken more since I stopped playing from Tekken 8. Sounds sick as fuck. There's a lot going on with the lore. Obviously, I like the Tekken and Soul Calibur lore a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't know about it as much as I do. And maybe I shouldn't know about it regardless, but... Yoshi stage in 8 is goated. Whatever the Magical Realm stage belongs to. That Magical Realm stage is Astro Chaos, which is, a realm that doesn't exist within any space and time. It is a realm, like, in between universes and in between time. And in that realm is where the spirits of... Well, in Soul Calibur's case, Soul Edge, but I'm trying to kind of get to the point with Devil Jin, the maleficent spirits that try to control people's minds live is within that realm. And so, like, Yoshimitsu actually fighting the demon and his sword happens in the story. And this is the same thing. And in fact, if you look at the dialogue here as well, if you listen to the dialogue, you're gonna notice that's very similar to the dialogue between Jin and Devil Jin, between these two. But this is the same space. It's the same space.
The demon runs wild again. Who are you? You wish to know my name? I am the demon of the sword. Hatred is my purpose, and blood sustains me.
Lad. Again, similar to Devil Jin, right?
I see. I know your name. It is... My name is of no importance. I shall take your body and use it to reduce this world to ashes.
See? Same thing as, like, Devil Jin, right? So it's the same shit. And, John Cena! And I guess they don't have the actual, like, stage on this one, so let me find it real quick. Let me find the proper, like, full thing. The one time I don't want that. But yeah, this is the stage. This is what it looks like, in Soul Calibur at least. This is what it looks like. And the lore behind this, so people wonder, like, how did Jin get, like, transported into his subconsciousness, and, like, why did, what happened with June and all of that. I can actually give you the lore here, because you're going to very quickly realize that it's, like, the exact same thing. I don't have my screenshots here. One second. I'm going to have to look them up real quick. But I do have the lore. I can give you the exact lore. Can I... Oh, my God. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Where can I go to... My screenshot folder. Sorry for the Windows noise. Very hot take, but Soul Calibur or Tekken Universe an actual talented team of writers and a competent director, and we have Avengers level type cinematic franchise. I do agree with that. Oh, right, I know what I need to do. Sorry, I'm misremembering, like, everything on how to find my goddamn screenshots. Here. And then if I go... I think it's this folder? Yes, I found it. Huzzah, 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 huzzah. I did find it. I can't believe I did that. I am actually insane. La, 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 la. Yeah, so there's this one, and then there's this one. So here you go. Here's the lore. I know a couple of people have already heard me talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it again for people that don't know, because I think this stuff is really interesting. So here's the first thing. Well, yeah. So here's the first thing. So, like, remember in, like, the whole thing with Tekken 8 when Jin, like, he sees this, like, swirly thing and then he goes and passes out and all of that? That's what's called an astral fissure. And here's what an astral fissure is in Soul Calibur. So in Soul Calibur, an astral fissure, pockets of concentrated energy, otherwise known as dragon holes by those who practice feng shui. Maleficent energy released by the evil seed, so Soul Edge, resonates with energy in the soil, creating portals to astral chaos. Another thing as well, that's actually in Geralt's story, they specify that these portals have to come from a place that has a strong, like, emotional, personal attachment to the person that's there. So Yakushima is Jin's birthplace. That's why this opened for Jin at Yakushima, because it has a strong connection to Jin. Rumored to appear when celestial bodies move and saturate the land with power. The asteroid with Heihachi, if you remember, the asteroid that Heihachi had butted. Astral fissures overflow with evil energy, putting any who venture too close to them at risk of becoming malfested. Devil gene thing. Although the fissures themselves are not believed to have a will of their own, when powerful individuals approach them, Jin, crazed warriors called berserkers are summoned forth from the depths, as if responding to the strength of those nearby. Those berserkers are physical manifestations of the memories of warriors sleeping in astral chaos. Devoid of reason and emotion, they only the fever of battle. They fight relentlessly in a manner befitting their name. And so that's the lore behind, like, the portal. So the reason why the portal opened for Jin is because Jin is a powerful individual that approached it. Yakushima is his birthplace, and then the celestial bodies moving has to do with that big asteroid that came crashing down on Heihachi that they said only appears every so often. So again, when you say that, like, the writing is bad in Tekken, this is where the entire Heihachi storyline came from, was this line right here. So that's the connection between the two. So then what's astral chaos? What's the actual realm that Jin was in and Yoshimitsu was in? So the real thing here, astral chaos holds the full collection of Soul Edge's many memories of battle. So the reason why the Descent Subconsciousness stage goes between the Tekken 5 stage, Tekken 6 stage, and then the Tekken 1 stage with the Tekken 1 intro and everything that's going in the background with Jin and June. That's because of this. It has the memories, Jin's memories of battle. It says Soul Edge's memories of battle, but if Soul Edge and the Devil Gene again are connected, this would be Jin's memories that's going down. This realm could be a creation or a living thing, it matters not. All that enters is drawn into the gravitational well of chaos. The fragments of blurred memory spiral ever towards the center, and once there, they become firmly fused with the other memories already ensnared inside. So again, like, that's why when you transition in the stage, it goes down. You have the Tekken Tag 1 intro and everything. Once this writhing, turbulent accumulation of recollections reaches its critical mass, it bursts forth in a violent torrent of power. The stronger the soul of the warrior, the more the chaos will try to pull them in. Even the rare few who are able to maintain their sense of self in this strange place may find that, should they stay too long, they are trapped within. So that's the whole thing going on with Jin. And again, another thing that I keep hopping on about the connection between the two games. So again, when people go on about with Tekken and Soul Calibur, and like, oh my god, the writing's bad, there's no continuity at all, it's all like just a scribbled mess. I mean, even when it comes to Tekken 8, you know, that's all connected. There's been it's not just something that they threw together. There was actual thought behind it and connection to the lore explicitly in Soul Calibur. That's written right there. It's like, it's not a coincidence that all of these things happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry for the Windows noises. But anyway, I know too much about lore. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm tired. It's been it's been a long stream today. I am exhausted. I think I'm probably gonna get out of here. A little bit of a short stream, 3.5 hours. We didn't even play the game, but frankly, I came into this at the beginning today and I said I don't want to play the game. Season 3 is coming out next week, and I just don't want to play it and get myself burned out. And, you know, frankly, I don't think anyone really came here to watch Tekken anyway. You all came here to see the tier list for the most part. So, hey, tomorrow we'll come in and we'll play some Tekken. I promise you, I guarantee you, I need to get some Tekken in. So we will play some Tekken tomorrow. I promise you that, 100%. I don't know how much we're going to play, but we will play some Tekken. If we do any variety after that, I don't know. I don't know. But we have to have at least one stream where I say this is the last Tekken stream of Season 2. You know what I mean? Came for the story, stayed for the story. Well, I'm glad you liked the story. Anything to avoid Tekken. True. I came here to talk more shit about Tekken players. Oh, I'm going to be canceled at some point. I mean, I already have been canceled and I lived. So, looking forward to more Mirai Supremacy. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we will play some Tekken tomorrow, but for now, I'm tired. We talked a lot, and because we talked a lot, my voice is gone. I want to eat. I'm hungry. And I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to be dead for next week, because I know if I'm starting to get to a point where like my throat's starting to get sore and stuff, and I'm talking a little bit too much, then when Season 3 comes, I'm going to have to exert all my energy in a very short period of time. I am not going to be doing well when I come out the end of it. So no more streams till Season 3. No. So what my plan is right now is I'm going to stream tomorrow on Tuesday. I'm going to play Tekken. I'm not streaming on Wednesday. Thursday is kind of up in the air. I don't know what we're going to do. And then Friday, depending on what happens, my plan is to have my last stream of the season for Tekken on Friday. And then the joke at the end of that is going to be, this game fucking sucks. I close the game and then switch over to a good game, which is going to be either Neo or Slay the Spire, probably Neo. And then we're just going to play variety for the rest of the stream. So yeah, that's sort of the plan I got going. Oh, by the way, I think, I don't remember who asked. I completely forgot because I got so lost in the conversations today. About my headphones. These are the headphones that I got. I got the Herdur 490s Pro by good old Seni. Yeah. Hopefully these end up being good, but this is what I settled on. They're open back as well. So like you guys getting scanned because I have my headphones off when you redeem TTS and stuff, because I need to keep them off so I can actually, you know, hear myself and modulate my voice. And because it gets really uncomfortable. They're open back headphones, so I shouldn't have to do that, which is going to be great. That Astro A50 for that price. This looks insane. Yeah, I mean, I did get these. I did not pay full price for these. I got these on a discount. So I did not pay $430 plus sales tax. Can I check the tier list? I was too late to check it. I closed everything, so I don't have the tier list up. But we were on the tier list scene for a long time, so if you just scroll through the VOD, you'll sure to find it, Squiddy. It looks mad good. I need that YouTube money. I'm spending the price on these because, like, if I got a pair of open bag headphones, it would easily be $150, $200 regardless. So I figured spend a little bit extra and get something that's going to be really good, that's going to last me for 10 years. Because, like, these headphones, the MSRP on these was hold on, I'll remake it for you, Squiddy. Give me a second. It's like $500. I didn't pay $500 for them. I paid like $150, $200 for them because I got them like clearance and refurbished, which was a great deal. And these have lasted me up until this point. Like, they're obviously falling apart now, I've had these for about 8 years, and all I need, these still work fine. I just need to replace the ear cups. But if I replace the ear cups, they'd be about $40 to replace the ear cups. So why would I do that when I have problems where I have to take them off all the time because they're closed back, when I could just, instead of doing that, get a pair of open back headphones and then not have to deal with it. I can keep them on my head. No one gets scammed. Nah, it's fine. I'll check it later. Okay. I might actually, hold on. I did. I actually took a screenshot of it yesterday when I recorded my video on the tier list. So, yeah. There you go, Squiddy. This is the tier list. There you go. I completely forgot I even took a screenshot of it, but I remember at the last second. Enjoy my lurk. Thank you for the live, Mr. Sesujin. I'm glad you enjoyed your look, Mr. Random Korean. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry I read your message so late as well. I'm going on tangents. But I said good stream, even though I disagree with a lot of the Ana placement on the waifu tier list. Yeah, no, that's like, I get that. You're an Ana main. You're already too far gone, but appreciate though. Thank you. Spoiler to stand-up routine punchline. Well, yeah, I mean, you all now are going to know it, but I'm still going to do it anyway, so. Tell us the secrets to get those discounts. Amazon refurbished. Always better to spend for the essentials. You have them for so long every day. You need to keep them for long as well. Yeah, exactly. Like, I had a cheap pair of Sennheiser. I had like a something 98 CS. I don't remember exactly what it was. They were awful because they had no clamping force. So they didn't stay on my head. They would be like this, and I would just go like this, and they would fall off without me touching them. I could barely hear anything out of them. They were awful. And they were cheap, you know? So you pay for cheap headphones, you get cheap quality, and it means that a lot of the audio stuff becomes really frustrating when you have headphones on all the time. So I got these, and these have lasted me forever, and they still work, and I can still use them even after I get my new headphones because they're wireless and they're closed back. So that's going to be something that's important. And now the new headphones I'm going to get, they're going to last me at least a decade. So, you know, it's better to spend the money now and have them last a decade than spend $100 every other year on new headphones because they keep breaking. So, I thought Xiao Yu would be higher, to be honest. People still aren't dealing with AOP properly. I had GSP 300s from Sunny like 10 years ago. Dude, if you get good Sennheiser headphones, they will last. You might not like the sound on them because they're not very bassy, but they will last. I can tell you that. Unique tier list, indeed. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about for a while because there was a lot of discussion on it, which is, you know, a good thing. At least your ear will have heaven. Yeah, exactly. It'll be nice. It's the perfect kind of headphone. The other one I was looking at getting as well was the 660 S2. But they're like MSRP $800, and I was like, and you need a DAC for them because of how much power they need, and I was like, that's too much, man. That's too much. They go on sale for like 400 when they're on sale, but then you need to spend another extra 100 because I don't want to get a DAC, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just get the ones that people say are better than it, and they're also cheaper, and I don't need to get anything extra. Yeah, it's funny, I was actually at Best Buy the other day as well, just to see if they had any that I could test, and they did have some Sony ones. They had, I'm looking it up because I took a picture of it. I tested out, let's see, they were Sony WH-1000 XM6s. And they were actually nice, but they were a little bit too bassy. And I think that's because they're like the consumer headphones that crank the bass up to 5,000. It wasn't that bad though, but they actually sounded really nice. And I was looking at them, I'm like, maybe, but they were also closed back. So I was like, And then I looked over. I'm like, well, there are these Bose headphones, so let me try these. These are around $500 as well. I put them on. I immediately took them off because I'm like, He's like, they sound horrible. There's a reason why people say Bose headphones are shit, and I experienced that firsthand. People said that these ones weren't good either, but I don't know, man. I think they were just really bass forward, but they were good. And I could tell that compared to the Bose ones that were the same price, terrible. Oh my god, they were bad. I like in-ears much more just because I don't like headphones on my head. They mess up my hair. No, that's fair. If I could do that, I would do that. People were telling me about IEMs the other day, which I didn't even hear about until people told me on stream the other day. I guess that's like the new big thing that's happening with headphones. I cannot use them because I can't have anything in my ears. And they have to go like into your ear canal. I can't do that. My ears are fucked up. Like my inner ears are fucked up. I shouldn't say my inner ears. My ear canal specifically is fucked up. So I can't even have like child-size earplugs in my ears. Not only do they hurt really bad, but they also fall out. So I can't use that. I have to use headphones. I have no choice. Time to go. Thanks for the stream. Your game tier list may have some merit, but your waifu tier list is a bit questionable. It's okay. You play Kuni. It's expected for you not to be the brightest. How are you judging? Are you judging this based on her intro? Anyway, by Navendro, I hope I'm getting close to pronouncing that correctly. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good night. I got DT8As, the nicest hell. Miss my Austrian Auto ones though. They have the deepest ear cups in the world, comfy as hell, but it sounds like it. Yeah, the odd problem I have with these as well, like one point of wear on these is that the like actual ear cup itself will just naturally, like, it has no grip anymore. It just slides down. That's why I got rubber bands on it to stop it from sliding down. And my head is small, so I put these at the absolute top of where they can be, and they constantly slide down to the bottom. And because I have a small head, they just like fall off, which is annoying as shit. I don't understand audio stuff. Why is something's really expensive? It's because the driver in the well, one is build quality, right? So it's like you get more high quality headphones, you get nicer ear cups. Don't use this as an example. This is so old, it's fallen off. I can just get a new one. But you get nicer ear cups that cup to your ear and seal to your ear. You get better noise cancellation, but you also have a better audio driver that allows the headphones to be able to not only produce more sound at different frequencies, but it also makes sounds more clear, and it also gives you spatial audio. So if you have headphones on and they're more expensive and they're well constructed, it's similar to if you have a full like surround sound setup where you have like, you know, your speakers in front, your subwoofers, you have things over here, and it replicates that so well if you have more expensive headphones as if you have proper like surround sound audio all around you, so you can pinpoint exactly where things are, and stuff like that. Yeah, I go sadly have to stop for classes. Had fun while I stay. Well, it was good to see you again, Squiddy. I hope you have a good night. I hope your setup, study, or whatever it is for your classes goes well, man. Take care. You should print stickers of Miari and put them on your headphones so you can have your head sandwiched. So they're open back headphones, so I can't do that. That means that the speaker is exposed and the audio is also going like outwards like this. So I can't do that. Small head skill issue. We can hear the hell sweep coming. I mean, that's going to kind of be the hope, is I can hear the hell sweep coming, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to end stream now. Again, I'll be back tomorrow. I promise you we will actually be playing Tekken unless something goes horribly wrong and I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm feeling like shit or whatever, which isn't impossible because, you know, like I haven't been sleeping much the past couple of days. I haven't been feeling great. So we'll see how it is. But open back some nice. So if you're wearing headphones all day, get less swampy ears. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the, like, I'm getting them so I can hear my voice. I can modulate my voice, but also because of that, because they get uncomfortable. And because the ringing in my ears as well. When I have headphones on, like with noise cancellation, I have them on, there's no sound. The ringing in my ears gets so fucking loud, and I don't have to deal with that anymore, which will be nice. But yeah. Anyway, take care, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully, with actual Tekken. Bye, everyone. See ya. Bye, Odo. Bye, TRC. Neverendo is gone. Rue, I imagine, is gone too. Bye, everyone in the YouTube chat. I'm so behind on the YouTube chat. Bye, Crip. Bye, Tilt. Bye, Zanaris. Bye, Lacelle. Happy birthday to you guys again, by the way. Bye, Kirsten, for this. Bye, Squiddy again. Bye, Zachio. I think that's everyone I see in the chat. Bye, everyone lurking. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Bye. Oh, what earphone are you getting exactly? I'm going to decide between yours and LaSalle because I need a new one. I'm getting Sennheiser HD 490 Pros. They're coming tomorrow. So I'll let you know probably on Thursday how they are when I actually get them and I can set them up and everything. Bye, Pink Nintendo. Bye, everyone that's lurking. Bye, everyone stopping by. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for sticking around. Appreciate all of you. Have a good night. Blah, blah.